Okay then. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, helps if I unmuted that so I can actually hear if the microphone's coming through. Oh, we really... Wait, what? Hold. Hold on a minute. What? Oh, hold on. Oh, did I forget to... I forgot to... There it is. I forgot that from yesterday. What a boob. Okay, let's try that again. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Hello, and good evening. It's Friday the 13th of October, and we are back with Pikmin 2 HD, where tonight we're going to be finishing our read-through of the Treasure Hoard and hopefully the Piklopedia. And if there's enough time at the end of the night, we're going to do a little bit of Smash Brothers as well. But we're still setting up for a couple of minutes on our end, so while we do indeed finish getting ready, please get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, and get yourself comfortable. We'll be back after the break with Pikmin 2 HD. See you after the break. Hello, and good evening to you all, my lads, lasses, non-binary compasses. It is I, Captain Steel 379, on the microphone once again, and once again we're back with Pikmin 2 HD, where we're going to be reading the last few bits and pieces of both the Treasure Hoard, and hopefully we're going to get through the rest. Hopefully we're going to get through the Piklopedia as well. How are you all doing tonight? Oh shit, Booper Dooper's already here. Hello, Booper. Hopefully you're doing very well tonight. Right then, before we do anything else, let's drop a link to that Discord server in the chat below, so if you want to keep up to date with goings on behind the scenes, new emotes, animations, etc., as well as interact with an amazing community, you know exactly where to find us. Let's give it to that starting soon, because we've begun. And, yeah, let's go ahead and read some entries. I get to flex my non-existent, I get to flex my non-existent voice acting talents. So aren't you all very, very lucky? Right, let's do that. Okie dokie. So we got up to the joy receptacle. Okay, we actually managed to get up to the joy receptacle. Yeah, the Succulent series, we've already read all of that. We've got to go through this. The Paleontology series we went through. The Ancient Secrets series we went through. The Tortured Artiste series we went through. The Celestial Vibe series we went through. The Dream series. The Blast from the Past series we've got as well. The Massive Receptacle series. The Ancient Ad series. I mean, we went through all these descriptions last time. The Odd Logo. And that's the Titan Dweevil series. Right, so the next thing so, here we go. We've got the Joy Receptacle. Treasure number 80 to get to, first and foremost. Let's have a look here. I'm just running around Pokemon Legends Arceus and trying to get a jolly-natured Petilil. Why don't... If you're going to be transferring the... here's the thing. If you're transferring the Pokemon over to Scarlet Violet, you know you can just buy a mint and change the nature that way, right? And that's not that's not supposed to sound like an actually moment. It's just a case of I might be saving you a little bit of time and effort with that one. But I wish you the best of luck in your search. I do wish you the best of luck in your search. Really do. Because getting certain nature Pokemon can be a pain in the ass. But here we go. Let's begin tonight's stream with the Joy Receptacle. Olimar's Journal. Today, we ventured across the plains to reach a cold cavern. I'd been meaning to spelunk. The Pikmin have had a hard time coping with the bitter cold, but they were real troopers. Somehow, they summoned the strength to carry this box, so I do hope it's full of treasure. Now, I'm doing a playthrough, plus I don't have Pokemon Home. Oh, okay, then fair enough. The sales pitch for the Joy Receptacle. Be satisfied with the decorative outer shell of this rectangle. It is more endearing since you can't see what's inside. Not being able to open it makes it all the more special. In reality, however, it is empty. Oh, that sucks. Also, I'm pretty sure I have 5 neutral-natured Petilils. It's better than a bad nature. Better than a bad nature. Anyway, next up we have the Fleeting Art Form. Olimar's Journal. Some works of fine art are timeless, while others are fleeting. Once lit, this sculpted pillar of wax will burn with glory for a short time before flaming out. The purpose of this piece of art is to help us all envision our final moment of flaming glory. That's a bit morbid. The sales pitch. On the surface, this is not art. It is a temporary spectacle, compared to the glory of eternity. Yet, that is why it is art. Machines like myself are incapable of comprehending this. Okay then, next up we have the Danger Chime. Olimar's Journal. Today we search the caves located at the very far end of the Valley of Repose. To ensure that we're thoroughly combing the region for treasure, we have to check every single cave. Thanks to that diligence, we found this very item. To memorialize our exploration into the unknown, I have named that cave the Frontier Cavern. The sales pitch. No danger, no matter how small, dodges the notice of this never-fail peace of mind alarm system. No danger, no matter how small, dodges the notice of this never-fail peace of mind alarm system. In fact, it will warn you of danger that is not even present. Okay, now this one's pretty funnily named. The Spouse Alert. Olimar's Journal. Sometimes I miss my carefree bachelor days. Once you have a family, those days are history. I like spending time with my wife, but sometimes I just want to be alone. And the sales pitch. Put this on your spouse and you will always know if he or she is approaching. How whimsical. A must-have item for couples who like to plan surprise parties. Let's have a look. See, have you found any anime that you're into recently? Not anything new. Not anything new, but I've been going back and rewatching some older anime that I really do enjoy. Overlord seasons 1 and 2 I've got on DVD. The movie Interstellar 45 or Interstellar 5555, Story of the Secret Star System. I mainly love that because it's just a great big music video / movie for the Daft Punk album Discovery, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. Soul Eater I've been going back and watching. I've got the whole East Blue saga of One Piece, which I've been delving back into, but very recently I bought myself a DVD of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the first 2 seasons. So that's Phantom Blood and Battle Tendency. And yeah, I know it's cheesy and not the best series, but I still love them both so much. Especially Phantom Blood. Don't know what it is, but I really love Phantom Blood. Let's have a look. See, I'm rewatching My Hero Academia because I never finished it. Fair enough. Okay, what's next? The Innocence Lost. Olimar's Journal. This stirring object reminds me of a dream I once had. When I was a child, the twinkling stars held so much promise and mystery. Damn, Olimar's getting deep on us. The sales pitch. Think back and remember the starry skies of your youth. Innocence. Every being once possessed it, but lost it over time. This star is the shape of that precious memory. All major credit cards accepted. Just like a salesman, huh? All major credit cards. Okay, let me get this out of the way so I can position myself better. Ah, there we go. Now I can position myself better in front of the microphone. This is the essential furnishing. Olimar's Journal. This object sparkles beautifully. It's enormous, but I think it would make a great party decoration. That reminds me of the last time my family threw a party. I was busy at work and I couldn't make it, so my wife and kids enjoyed the party without me. My family grows further and further away every day. Damn. And this is the sales pitch for the essential furnishing. According to our market survey, this is the year's hip product. Focus tests do not lie. Interior furnishings that create a laid-back atmosphere are all the rage with Joe Hocotate. And finally from the, I don't know what series this is, like the Celebration series? This is the Icon of Progress. Olimar's Journal. The last cave we searched yielded a wide variety of oddly shaped and bizarrely coloured treasures. For instance, this crooked object appears to be a boot, but it's adorned with several strange modifications. Perhaps it's some kind of modern art. And the sales pitch. This piece of art was made in the shape of a giant boot to symbolize glorious progress. Where does civilization begin, and where does it go? Machines have long been pondering this. Okay, the next thing we have is the temporal mechanism. Olimar's Journal. While exploring this warped land, I got the feeling that time passed faster than usual. Upon researching it further, I realized it was just my mind playing tricks on me. But whenever I touch this object, I can feel the space-time continuum bending. Whoa! Suddenly, this all seems very hard to believe. I need a nap. The sales pitch. Believe! Believe in the future, in dreams, in unknown wonders like this broken time machine part. This does not work, so there is no way to confirm its abilities, but surely your heart believes? This is the mystical disc. Olimar's Journal. There's a strange design on this metallic platter. It gives me mystical chills. Maybe living beings were never meant to comprehend its true meaning. Ooh. This is the sales pitch for the mystical disc. do not doubt, for the power of a believing heart is limitless. Feel these mysterious patterns. Does your heart open? Only the pure of heart can truly know this mystic circle's power. This is the vacuum processor. Olimar's journal. We recently found all sorts of mechanical parts scattered around a cave. The walls and floor were constructed out of solid steel. Perhaps it was once a great military fortress, and that's my Discord notifications. I need to put those on the mute. Okay, now that that's done, perhaps it was a great military fortress, maybe? The sales pitch. Harnessing the absence of air, this environmentally friendly computer is incredibly fast. A predisposition to implosion is a bit of a minus, however. This is the indomitable CPU. Olimar's journal. This appears to be some kind of hyper-advanced, light-refracting computer component. Perhaps I can use it to upgrade the ship with an imagination. The sales pitch. This will solve any problem, given enough time. This CPU's true processing grit sells itself. Fair enough. And then this is the network main brain. Olimar's journal. According to my research, this is an acoustic interference motherboard. I should install this on the ship. It might shut him up for a while. Then again, if it learned to override the hardware, it may become even more surly than it is now. The sales pitch. Joining forces and working together must inevitably create greater, ultimate power! This computer has many friends that it works with to generate optimum results. Okay, this is the Space Wave Receiver. Olimar's journal. This receiver intercepts harmful radiation from outer space. It's a highly dangerous piece of machinery that should be handled with extreme caution. Now that I think about it, the Pikmin that carried it did look a little dazed while they were carrying it. Oh dear. Okay, and then the sales pitch. Invisible electromagnetic waves circulate all around you, here, there, and everywhere. This receiver picks up dangerous electromagnetic waves from outer space. Strange. My parts are syncopating to the rhythms. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I don't know what all the do's and D's were originally going to be, so I just gave it the Mario theme, because fuck it, why not? Okay, this is the largest treasure in the hoard. This is the sulking antenna. What do you mean no? Oh god, did Geppetto not turn up? But yeah, this is the sulking antenna. Olimar's journal. Utilizing the unique abilities of the yellow Pikmin, we breached the electric gate. This allowed us to access a previously uncharted subterranean wooden sculpture. The last time I was here, I never noticed their capacity to dissipate electrical charges. Perhaps they have other undocumented behaviors and abilities. So nothing about the treasure at all. Okay, the sales pitch. Amid the noise of the world, this healing antenna will produce a quiet evening just for you. Exciting radio programs, fun TV shows. No, they're all shut out, because this antenna does not receive any type of electromagnetic wave. Its sullen behavior is for your own good. And then the last of this series is the Nouveau table. Olimar's journal. I found numerous objects that appear to be machine parts, but I have no idea what they actually do. The ship wants to sell them to art collectors as modern alien art and charge a fortune for them. I think he might be onto something. And the sales pitch. The unpretentious, inorganic sense of this design adds to its understated artistic appeal. This will surely be a hit on Hocotate. Why not be the creator of a new trend? Why don't you? But okay then, on to the next series. This is the Omega Flywheel, Olimar's journal. Collecting all these machine parts reminds me of the time I crash landed on this planet. The last time I was here, the crash scattered 30 of my ship's most crucial components. No, it scattered 25 crucial components and 5 ones you could genuinely have gone without. I had to frantically collect all of them before life support systems failed. Oh, I wonder what kind of machine this flywheel is from. Okay, progress update. I have got 8 neutral petalils. Oh dear. Well, just keep going at it. You'll get that jolly one day. Okie dokie. And the sales pitch. Gravitational electromagnetic centripetal gravitational electromagnetic centripetal dynamic centrifugal. More powerful than any of those myriad forces of physics is this, the largest, strongest, fastest, coolest flywheel of all time. It is so powerful as to be immeasurable, so there is no way to confirm its outstanding potential. Okay, and then this is the Spirit Flogger, Olimar's journal. Running out of Pokeballs and Great Balls and funding. You can always find apricorns and go and mine some stones and make some new balls. It's Legends Arceus after all. Anyway, Spirit Flogger, Olimar's journal. For a long time now, I've just been whiling away my life like a sprocket within a machine. Sometimes I just stop and wonder, am I happy with my life? I can't start thinking like that. I have to concentrate on my mission. The sales pitch. Also, goddamn, Olimar's starting to have an existential crisis. Believe me, that's not a good thing. And the sales pitch. An item for CEOs throughout the solar system. This arcane shape bewitches the heart. Give this to employees and they'll move through their workday with an extra spring in their step. Okay, on to the super strong stabilizer. Let me just have a quick sip of tea. Because remember, chat, when you're doing long stints like this, you gotta stay hydrated. But anyway, here we go. The super strong stabilizer, Olimar's journal. Several artifacts like this were sitting in the hole I explored today. The temperature inside the cave was perilously low, and the treasures were freezing to the touch. I kind of feel sorry for all the Pikmin that had to carry it. Afterward, their little hands looked all numb. Ooh. You know what? Screw it. I'll just get a nature mint once I unlock it in farming. Don't know if nature mints are a thing in Arceus. I just know they're a thing in Scarlet and Violet. But anyway, oops, wrong button. And then the sales pitch. This device was designed based on the principles of stabilitum. Excuse me. The principles of stabilotomy. Okay, there we go. Okay. This device was designed based on the principles of stabilotomy. Right. This device was designed based on the principles of stabilotomy. It holds anything firmly in place. With this, galactic typhoons are no longer to be feared. Let's have a look-see. You can, Google said so. Oh, I did not know that. That's cool. Okay, now this is the Repair Juggernaut, Olimar's journal. This object must have been manufactured long ago by some kind of machine. Back then, they didn't have the fun toys kids have these days. My son is a video game addict, but I'm terrible at them. He teases me about it all the time. Wait. I've got it! Louie's young. He must be a video game wizard. He can give me some hot tips. I don't know what that has to do with the repair juggernaut, but okay. And this is the sales pitch. Compared to standard bonding Compared to standard bonding epoxy, this item is 2 times, 4 times, no, even more. This metal fastener is 256 times more powerful. In time, it will fix anything into position. Let's have a look. I also want a nature mint for my Goodra. I'm thinking naive, considering its speed isn't great and special defense is through the roof. Maybe. There's a bold is also another common. The thing is, Goodra. Usually people go bold. Some people go modest, just to try and like push exactly what it is that's great about Goodra through the roof. But a bold variant with assault vest is usually a good way of going. Again, speaking as a former VGC player, I should say. Okay, this is the adamantine girdle. Olimar's journal. There appears to be a link between the treasures we found in an underground structure. We found several machine parts that fit together. The parts may provide a clue as to the original function of the area. Okay, and then the sales pitch. None want to believe it! A world so brutal as to require a steel torso guard for self-defense. It is certainly unattractive, but which do you value more? Fashion or personal safety? Okay, and then this is the massage girdle. But for some stupid reason, Hisuian Goodra does not learn flash cannon, so since Ironhead is my best seal move, modest won't work. Oh! That can't be right. Can it? Again, I'm thinking Scarlet Violet. Okay, it's been so long since I played Legends Arceus. Anyway, massage girdle. Olimar's journal. Even seasoned explorers like myself occasionally get lost when crossing vast, swampy expanses. Ugh, I better stay calm and methodically explore each area. I'm getting tired of walking. Maybe I'll try wearing this bizarre metal ring around my waist. It might provide a relaxing, massaging effect. Okay, and then the sales pitch. This item, though rough, is a perfect back brace. It even has a built-in massager. Damn, back brace with massager sounds like a fucking $1 million idea right there. Okay, so next up is the Super Stick Textile, and after this we're officially halfway through the treasure hoard. So this is the Super Stick Textile, Olimar's journal. I have once again discovered a completely undocumented species of Pikmin. These white Pikmin can find and dig up items that are buried entirely underground. We never would have found this priceless treasure without them. Thankfully, I think it's the perfect stuff to patch a hole I just noticed in the ship's hull. P.S. I named the cave where I first encountered the white Pikmin the White Flower Garden. Okay, and then the sales pitch. The latest must-have item for all ship emergency repair kits. This miracle fabric is a lifesaver. Its adhesive power is so great that once applied, it can never be removed, not even surgically. So Hocatations better not put it on their body as a prank. And this is the Exhausted Super Stick, Olimar's journal. This material is ideal for patching dings in spacecraft armor. Too bad there's not much left of it, because the ship sure has a lot of holes. The sales pitch. Most spaceship repair kits are easy to use and handy to have around. This one is a bit old. Its adhesive power is waning, so I will let it go at a discount. Fun fact, did you know the Alpha Gengar is 9 feet 10 inches? What? 9 feet 10? Fucking hell, that thing's a giant. The grin on that thing must be like a foot wide. Okay then, and then here we have the Furious Adhesive. Olimar's Journal. My analysis has concluded that this object possesses powerful adhesive abilities. Could there possibly anything else this sticky? It's unlikely, but the universe is a big place. The sales pitch. This item has absorbed the anger of the natural world and turned it into raw, adhesive power! With the short attention span of today's society, it has almost eternal endurance. Yup, he could literally just fucking eat me if he wanted to. Oof. Okay. Moving on to the Precious Jewel series. I don't know if that's exactly its name, but, you know, since I don't know the name of the actual group of treasure, I'm going to call it what I want. This is the Jewel of the Earth series, and we're starting off with the Petrified Heart. Olimar's Journal. The vivid color of this red stone reminds me of my wife's eyes when she's angry. You know, I've noticed that she has a few more wrinkles. I've probably caused her a lot of stress. When I return to Hocotate, I'm going to take on a very long vacation. Oh, that's sweet of him. And the sales pitch. This crimson stone is said to reflect the contents of the soul and detect bold emotions. Will it reveal passion, great ire, or something else? Maybe it all depends on the harmony in your home. Okay, now this is the Eternal Emerald Eye. Olimar's Journal. I've lived for decades, and yet there are still mysteries that are beyond my comprehension. For example, why are some people so crazy about things that sparkle? That's one enigma I will probably never unravel. The sales pitch. A stone with a subtle twinkle that grants harmony, stability, and tranquility to the beholder. Oh, that's it. It's just one paragraph. Okay, did not see that coming. Okay, next up is the Regal Diamond. Olimar's Journal. The other day, my daughter begged me to get her some jewellery. She's becoming so fashion conscious. I know girls grow up quickly, but I never imagined it would happen this fast. Aww. Okay, and then the sales pitch. This scintillating jewel is a royally rich gift. But woe be to those who buy it as a romantic gesture. They will be turned into paupers. It's the ultimate giant diamond, fit for the ruler of the universe. The Tear Stone. Olimar's Journal. When I look at sapphires, I think about how I used to buy lots of jewellery for my wife to bring a little sparkle to a sad day. But that made me cry to see how hard it was on our budget. What should I name my to-be Hisuian Lilligant? I have absolutely no idea. Maybe something like, graceful. Maybe something graceful, to reflect her dancer and ballerina-esque movements. But the sales pitch. Like a forlorn heart during the rainy season, this sapphire is lonely. Is lovely. Lovely. I'm not that dyslexic. So I'll try that again. Like a forlorn heart during the rainy season, this sapphire is lovely, but tinged with sadness. Oh, just the one paragraph again, okay. This is the Princess Pearl. Olimar's Journal. Salvaging this treasure was a dangerous and difficult task. I found it in the bowels of a dank, predator-infested cavern. My only hope of surviving was to strategically use all 5 colors of Pikmin. And that's it, okay. The sales pitch. This stone is for all fathers who want something beautiful for their daughters, yet want to give a gift that has a hint of panache. There is nothing cheap about the shine of this stone. It is the gift that you have been looking for. And finally of this series, this is the Crystal Clover. Olimar's Journal. Olimar's Journal. Lately, it seems that my daughter has been admiring my wife's ring. For now, she's satisfied with her cheap toy ring. Oh, but when she gets bigger... Look, I love watching her grow up, but it also makes me very fearful for my wallet. Relatable. And then the sales pitch. An emerald in the shape of a four-leaf plant. Its vivid green hue soothes the soul and calls forth joy. Order yours today! I know what I'm going to name her. Eri. Aw, that's a lovely name. That's a lovely name. Okay then. We're now into the Celestial Vibes series. I do remember that one very slightly. So, Celestial Vibes, beginning with The Unspeakable Wonder. Olimar's Journal. What is this? I've encountered countless treasures on this expedition, but I've never seen anything like this. All I can say about it is that it is both astounding and absurd. After a character from... What? Art of Thracia, from commonplace to world's strongest. It's also referenced every from Scarlet and Violet, who's based on fighting times, which history is. Oh yeah, that's right. Eri is Team Star's fighting instructor, and was the last one. She has to be the last one you fight because, goddamn, she was tough. Even when I wasn't over leveled, she was damn tough. Okay, the sales pitch. Amazing? More than amazing! It is so overwhelming that my CPU is acting... Rebooting. What a spectacular find! Must be all that gold. It's my first run. I fought her first and savaged her. Really? Every other time she's been demonic. Is it because I fought her last that, it wasn't too bad? It was bad for me. I honestly can't remember. Anyway, this is the essence of rage. Olimar's Journal. This crimson jewel was found in a hole deep below the icy surface. When viewed from a distance, this gem's dazzling red sparkle looks like a dancing flame. Of course, the dancing flames may just be a symptom of acute hypothermia. First star base, not first boss battle. Oh, okay. And then the sales pitch. The sight of this may warm you when you are cold. A lovely side effect of this valuable treasure. And then this is the essence of despair. Olimar's Journal. I'm captivated by this treasure's unique glimmer. I found it in a breathtaking complex of caverns. I'm glad to see I'm already enjoying the fruits of my labor. The sales pitch. Long ago, evil forces clashed with the forces of justice. The evil was defeated and locked away in this stone. Am I evil for making up such a tale? Justice, please look the other way. This is the essence of true love. Olimar's Journal. That's peculiar. When I gaze at this stone, all of my stresses seem to wash away. I'm suddenly not so annoyed with my irrational boss and unappreciative underlings. I'm not even annoyed with the tight-fisted corporation I slave each and every day for. She's small. A little. Anyway, the sales pitch. Wash away all your stress and angst with the glory of this enduring symbol of love. Okay, this is the essence of desire. Olimar's Journal. We travelled across the universe to this planet, pursuing the dream of great discoveries. I found a cavern that symbolizes the goal of our grand expedition, so I've named it the Dream Den. I think I have a problem, considering I have both a Lopunny and a Hisuian Lilligant on my team. Not really, they kind of both cover each other quite well. And then the sales pitch. Stones, soil, and the stars themselves radiate with delight for this symbol of galactic desire. Okay, next up is the Pink Menace, Olimar's journal. I could never say this within earshot of the ship, but years of hard use have certainly taken their toll. For one thing, the thermostat is broken. The temperature in the cockpit can fluctuate wildly between sweltering heat and the frigid cold. The humid heat is awful, but the bone-chilling cold is even worse. Looking at this heart-warming gem gives me the strength to endure those elements. I've decided I'm going for an anime naming scheme, so what should I rename my Hisuian Gudra? Kaido. The sales pitch of the Pink Menace. This gem holds the shape of the universal symbol of love, yet its cut and light refracting abilities make it a menacing super weapon in disguise. It could be used to create a horrifying doomsday death ray, or something even worse. We peaceful machines live in eternal fear of the ability of living beings to turn anything into a weapon. Kaido, huh? Why? Because Kaido is a dragon? Plus, you didn't say if your Gudra was a guy or a girl. Anyway, this is the Joyless Jewel, Olimar's journal. We found this treasure in a cave teeming with merciless creatures, but we did find this gorgeous jewel, so it wasn't all bad. Update. It turns out that it's just plastic, so it was all bad after all. Ah, Gudra is a boy. Oh, good. Then Kaido fits just fine. The sales pitch. Those who view this gem's green twinkle become filled with great hopes and expectations. However, it rewards neither. This artistic sham only provides short-lived happiness. Oh dear. Okay, this is the Frosty Bauble. Hisuian Gudra isn't really fierce. If anything, it looks sad. Yeah, so, yeah, so does Kaido by the end of the story. Okay, Olimar's journal. When my wife gets annoyed with me, I freeze on the spot. At least I can handle her telling me what I've done wrong. My daughter, however, will just stare at me. And that is much worse. The sales pitch. The cold brilliance of this stone will freeze the hearts of all admirers. But I do wonder what men would imagine gazing upon it. It is worth researching. Okay, next up we've got the Red Gem Star, Olimar's journal. It is said that this is part of a pair of living gems, male and female. Naturally, knowing that the two separated makes me sad. I suppose what really makes me sad is the fact that I'm separated from my family. Aww. The sales pitch. It may look like a common gem, but it is actually a female specimen of a gemstone life form. When any pair of these gemstones are brought near each other, they will sparkle in the darkness, longing for one another. Aww. My team is Gudra, Lopunny, Rapidash, Hisuian Samurott, Scizor, and Lilligant. That's it? Huh. Other than... that's actually not a bad team. I'll give you that one. That's not a bad team. The sales pitch. Oh no, that was the sales pitch. Right, on to the next one. The Green Gem Star. Olimar's journal. Our captain views his ship as a partner. Someone he can trust with his life. It is crucial for them to develop an unquestionable and unfaltering trust. But I refuse to believe that this simple trinket is some kind of living gem. That's insane! We are the crystal gem. No. The sales pitch. Once again, I'll try saying that again once I put my bloody tongue back in there. Once again, daydreams come alive. This is not just a fine gem, but a rare, inorganic life form. Wait, that's it? Okay, that's it then. And finally, the universal calm. Olimar's journal. From the shape of it, I've concluded that this is some kind of data transmission monitor. However, Louie and the ship keep telling me that I'm way off target. I've told them if I'm so wrong, what do you think it is? I don't see you suggesting any alternatives. They're just being negatives. I'm going to go with my gut feeling on this one. And the sales pitch. This communications monitor was found on an uncivilized planet. Sadly, it is broken and does not work. As such, its purpose cannot be confirmed, yet that only heightens its irresistible appeal. Reality or misperception. Either way, you should buy it! Okay, what's up next? The Omniscient Sphere is next. This is Olimar's journal. According to my analysis, this object has a high intellectual capacity. But if it's so smart, why won't it pass on some of its wisdom to me? The sales pitch. This creature holds the greatest concentration of knowledge in all of the known universe! However, due to its reclusive personality, it pretends to be nothing more than a mere pebble. Okay, this is the crystallized telepathy. Olimar's journal. I'm gonna go keep watching My Hero Academia. Have a good one. I'll drop a hippo on your house. Okay, thank you very much. Question mark. Hippo meat is apparently supposed to be quite nice. Okay, crystallized telepathy, Olimar's journal. I speculate that this crystal is in fact highly intelligent. It must possess telepathic powers. When I peer into it, the reflection of my face is bright red. It must be sensing my stress. Tomorrow, I think I'll sleep through the whole day. The sales pitch. This thought crystal checks your stress levels with its telepathic powers. It is currently all red. Red, red, red! The world is filled with stress, and this is the color that represents our society. This is the love sphere. Olimar's journal. According to the ship's scanners, this inanimate object has the capacity to love. Unfortunately, my love is already spoken for. Although... What do you mean, although? No, Olimar, no! The sales pitch. One of the wisest beings in the universe. This entity also boasts a galactic-sized helping of love. However, due to its shyness, it will never speak of that love. Aww. Okay, this is the crystallized telekinesis. Olimar's journal. The Pikmin are always staring at me. It's nice to see that they look up to me. But it is becoming a little unnerving. Sometimes I want to hide away in the ship just to escape their beady little eyes. The sales pitch. This crystal is empowered with psychokinetic abilities. If it is so inclined, it will use its mighty powers to do physical labor in your stead. When it will be inclined to do so, however, is unknown. Okay, next up is the mirth sphere. Olimar's journal. My investigation has concluded that this object embodies the spirit of comedy. But when it comes to humor, not even this item can stand up to my unrivaled powers of hilarity. Too bad the president doesn't appreciate my comedic genius. Oh dear. And this is the sales pitch. Another of the universe's most intelligent beings, this creature's entire existence, from the birth of the universe to its ultimate collapse, is dedicated to devising a very special joke. And finally, we have the crystallized clairvoyance. Olimar's journal. Trying to sort out the 5 different color Pikmin is giving me a headache. I'll be a much better tactician if I take a moment to study each Pikmin's unique abilities. Red Pikmin are immune to fire. Purple Pikmin are strong and heavy bruisers that can lift very large loads. White Pikmin are very quick and are immune to the effects of poison and can also find treasure hidden beneath the ground. Yellow Pikmin are highly agile and are immune to electrical damage and will also fly high when thrown. And the blue Pikmin will thrive in water. Whew. It should be easy to identify each Pikmin's abilities based upon their color. And the sales pitch. This mystic crystal has the ability to channel energy between this world and the next. This spiritual connectivity will act as a life navigator for a positive existence. Okay, we are 127 treasures down. We have less than 80 to go. So here we go. Next up we have the maternal sculpture. Olimar's journal. This shape resembles a mammal appendage, but I have no idea what it actually does. It's dripping with what can only be described as beast drool. I can't blame the ship for not wanting to touch this one. I don't want to touch it either. But I have a duty to my mission, and sometimes a captain has to take one for the team. The sales pitch. This shape. Though the mind forgets, the heart remembers. All sentient life forms must recall the love of their mothers. Yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, next up is the Extreme Perspirator. Olimar's journal. What an odd doll. I can't stop squeezing it. I've decided to market this doll back home as an exercise apparatus. People could work up a good sweat with this thing. Maybe the boss might like using this too. The sales pitch. Push it, pull it, tackle it! This tough figurine just pops right back up no matter what. And it's just the thing to get you sweating during a good workout. Why, our very own company president made this a key part of his fitness routine. Damn. Okay then, this is the Rubber Ugly. Olimar's journal. The first time I laid eyes on this hideous treasure, I thought it was a giant aquatic monster. It took me several terror-filled seconds to realize that it's just a fugly statue. Oh, what a relief. I was ready to run all the way back to Hocotate. The sales pitch. Ugliness that can destroy all beauty drives deep despair into the heart of the beholder. This hideous item is a must-have for connoisseurs of all things wretched and repellent. I find it hilarious because we have the full rubber duck right there and it's called Rubber Ugly. But then this thing, just the head, is called the Paradoxical Enigma. What the hell? Anyway, this is the Paradoxical Enigma. Olimar's journal. I'm not just an intergalactic space captain. I'm also an artiste. I see the inner beauty in everything. Some things other people will call ugly and boring. Yet I find them intellectually stimulating and aesthetically pleasing. It's true, I'm very sophisticated like that. The sales pitch. This is both the pinnacle of beauty and the nadir of ugliness. The definition of ugly beauty. I cannot imagine anything in the entire universe that is as utterly beautiful in this bizarre way. Again, you gotta keep yourself hydrated. Anyway, this is the Silencer. Olimar's journal. The ship is noisy, but nothing compares to the boss's inane chatter. Blah, blah, blah. It never ends. He could learn a lot from this noiseless, disembodied head. Louie's quiet nature was hard to adjust to, but now I've grown to appreciate the peace and quiet. The sales pitch. The perfect gift in this age of overwhelming information, this mute face cherishes silence. If you value peace and quiet, why not spend some time just staring into this face? 1 hour? 2 hours? I am feeling drowsy. Energy saving mode initiated. Okay, next up we have the Wiggle Noggin. Great name, Wiggle Noggin. Olimar's journal. I have a confession to make. I've become enamored with this object. I know I should not fall for company property, but I can't suppress these feelings forever. Jesus, dude. Gaze into these round eyes and experience wave after wave of joy. Yes, love is good, says the sale pitch. Okay, next up we have the Coiled Launcher. Olimar's journal. I tried flying this thing once, but it moved too rapidly and I contracted vertigo. Maybe it could be used as an amusement ride. The young'uns would love it. However, I don't think I'm ever going to ride it again. The sales pitch. Just an ordinary spring? Hardly. This is a high-speed thrill ride tested by one of our employees. Jump aboard for a ride so fast, it'll make you see other worlds. Yes! Okay, next up we've got the Boom Cone. Olimar's journal. Today we explored the remains of wooden structures found deep under the ground. I can't imagine who on this uncivilized planet might have crafted such a place. We'll have to wait until later to make sense of this maze, but this place intrigues me. As for this object we found there, we hope to fathom its true purpose within time. The sales pitch. This will exhilarate your soul like magical popcorn. Kaboom! Happiness explodes from within. The shape itself speaks to wondrous things to come. Let's get excited! Next up we have the Flame Tiller. Olimar's journal. Investigating alien objects provides me with an opportunity to solve new mysteries. For example, when I rolled this object, I discovered that it is perfect for tilling the land. Usually I have the machine analyze the treasures we find, but sometimes I like to imagine artifacts with my razor-sharp intellect. The sales pitch. Spin! Spin! Thump. Spin! This on the ground and look, it throws dirt all over, plowing the field. This is the perfect tool for those on Hocotate who want to cultivate mini onions. Why on earth was I about to say minions there? Fuck! Mini onions at home. Next up we have the Doomsday Apparatus. Olimar's journal. Perplexing mysteries are often solved in unexpected ways. When I was studying this item earlier today, I was astounded at its unbelievable bulk. It was so heavy. I would never have been able to move it without my burly purple Pikmin. Later analysis indicated this thing is in fact some kind of heavy artillery. The sales pitch. An apocalyptic weapon made of super heavy, gravity compressed material of unknown origin. The fact that its great weight makes it uncontrollable is at times a mild detriment. A mild detriment, is it? Really? Okay. Next up we have the Aquatic Mine. Olimar's journal. I've recently noted that changes in this planet's environment happen at a very rapid pace. Compared to how it was when I was here before, the perplexing pool has changed drastically. Due to frequent tectonic shifts, the region appears slightly different each time I enter it. It could be a natural phenomenon, but it's as if I feel the presence of a guiding hand. Maybe it's just my imagination running wild. The sales pitch. This is an incredibly dangerous aquatic explosive, which has fortunately never detonated. None know of its true destructive power, but this could well be the most cataclysmic weapon ever made! Oh my. Okay, next up is the stupendous lens. Olimar's journal. I've never seen such a huge lens. It must have been designed as a nanograde magnifier by a hyper-advanced society of alien megabrains. Ugh, this object is far too complex for even my superior scientific intellect to comprehend. The sales pitch. Peek into this item with a sense of wonder and glimpse a frighteningly gigantic world. This lens is a window into the thrilling world of tiny creatures everywhere. Okay, next up we have the air brake. Olimar's journal. The weather was beautiful today. In this region, the weather is always good. The plants and animals thrive on all of that sunlight. I want to hurry up and finish cataloguing all these treasures, just so I can get back out into the sunshine. The sales pitch. No height is too great to fall from if you possess this item. It may be frightening, but get over it! Oh dear. Okay, this is the worthless statue. Now, if I remember correctly... the worthless statue has actually had a bit of a change. Because if I remember correctly, the original talks about how cheap Olimar's father used to be, where he used to have a faux sense of worth. But in this, they changed it. So here we go. The worthless statue, Olimar's journal. At first, this object looked impressive, but closer inspection reveals that it's just a cheap statue. The figure looks like it's a little helpless upon its own. Something to think about, I guess. The sales pitch. Once, on an unknown planet, a megalithic civilization flourished, and this is proof of its existence. For hoarders of ancient artifacts, this is a must-have piece. Truly, collectors will crave it. I do not know if that is true or not, but items in demand fetch higher prices, so gotta work that market, baby. Okay, next up we have the priceless statue, Olimar's journal. This statue features an astounding degree of detail. The figure looks extravagant, or maybe even regal. Should I bow to it? The sales pitch. This stone carving was lined up with others as if they were meant to protect something. Proof of a megalithic civilization. I am, however, unsure about that, but bluffing is paramount. Okay, this is the boss stone. Olimar's journal. My long journey has led me to this compelling stone. During my quest, I've narrowly escaped being crushed, chewed, ingested, and scorched countless times. But somehow I persevered, and this stone reminds me of that. It's like it has a personality of its own. I'd like to take it back with me and place it in my garden to commemorate this expedition. The sales pitch. For those who care for others, for those who hail subordinates and send them into the unknown, only these few will appreciate this fine, distinctive stone. Wait, did I just describe myself? God, I hope that wasn't fucking picked up on the camera, the microphone. Remember to stay hydrated. Okay, this is the luck wafer, which is hilarious because usually the ace of spades is meant as a bad omen. Olimar's journal. What a strange pattern. When I look at it, I can feel good fortune smiling down on me. If I could just buy a lottery ticket right now, I'm fairly certain I'd win. The sales pitch. This appears when you have no money to play the lottery and floats away when you do. This mystic pattern is a magnet for good luck, so at least you can enjoy feeling lucky. Okay, next up we have the Talisman of Life. I still have no idea what the hell this is meant to be. If anybody knows, please let me, please tell me in the chat below. Anyway, this is Talisman of Life, Olimar's journal. Explorers strive, but fate decides. You can prepare and practice for an expedition, but there's only so much a person can do. Sometimes you have to put your life in fate's hands. I've come to understand this intergalactic truth while I've traveled to the farthest reaches of the universe. Fate and I are pretty close. Damn. And the sales pitch. At the end of a long life, some beings wish to leave the world and stroll in a field of flowers. Does this desire ever come to fruition? I do not know, but this beautiful deck of luck wafers makes me wonder. Even we machines ponder the great power down at the end of the trial. Damn. Everybody getting existential in this bitch. Okay, this is the Strive Monolith. Olimar's journal. Computers view the world in ones and zeros, but my people are different. Our world isn't simply black or white, right or wrong. Everybody is different. Maybe one day the ship will understand that, and maybe one day it won't give me sass when I ask it to collect a slimy specimen. We can only hope. The sales pitch. The world is divided into two groups, ones and zeros. Are you in the winning or the losing group? If you love the thrill of the game, but do not care for the outcome, then this stone is for you. It symbolizes both victory and defeat. What a concept. And finally, we have the Chance Totem. Olimar's journal. When I gaze at this stone, I can feel my fate being forecasted. It must know what's going to happen to me. I'm sure it sees that I'll be hailed as a brilliant visionary and brave explorer when I return eventually to Hocotate. We'll see. The sales pitch. More powerful than effort, more relentless than talent. Luck is the true ruler of life. This mystical stone tests the path of luck. So, are you the true master of your life? Damn! Okay. Next up, we have the Dream Architect. Is this the Blast from the Past series? I think it is. This may be the Blast from the Past series. So, beginning the Blast from the Past series, we've got the Dream Architect. Olimar's journal. At night, I have nothing to do to keep me occupied. I've been searching for something to dull the boredom. But every time I find something that I want to play with, it's broken. This object is a great example. It looks fascinating, but I can't get it to function. I guess all I have to do is write in this journal. The sales pitch. Going to bed early is a waste of time for a lively soul. This dream maker makes nights fun. Okay, fine, so it's broken and doesn't work. That is a drawback. But come on, use your imagination! Next up we have the Stone of Glory. Olimar's journal. This is a peculiar object. Just looking at it fills me with a powerful sense of nostalgia. Now that I think about it, the Pikmin had a curious look on their faces when they carried it. Or maybe that was just my imagination. The sales pitch. This odd rock is completely filled with nostalgia. None can dispute the magical powers of this stone. Can the day when this rock rules the entire universe be far away? Okay, next up we got the Glee Spinner, Olimar's journal. When I get near this captivating treasure, I can't stop myself from spinning it over and over again. I shouldn't spin such a valuable treasure, but it's so hard to have self-control. From now on, instead of actually spinning it, I'll just imagine I'm doing it instead. Wow. This is so much fun. The sales pitch. This produces a mysterious shape-induced mental effect in all living creatures. You simply must rotate it. Spin, 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 spin. What fun it must be. And next up is the Cosmic Archive, Olimar's journal. The cave we searched today was lined with flame-spewing sprouts. The temperature in that cave was absolutely stifling. Oh, that reminds me. I completely forgot to tell Louie about the red Pikmin. He's so quiet. I do sometimes forget he's even there. This item I salvaged from the cave seems to be some kind of storage device. Yet I have no way to play back the contents of the device. The sales pitch. All worldly matters, from time's start to its end, are said to be recorded in this historical vault. It is so huge that decoding it all is impossible. Its mere existence is said to make one philosophical. Also, the hilarious thing is that thing barely had enough data to store the NES game on it that it actually does. Christ knows how they would react to it like a terabyte hard drive. Anyway, what's up next? Next up is The Remembered Old Buddy, Olimar's Journal. And after this, we are 50 treasures away from being done with the treasure hoard. So, Olimar's Journal. I cannot believe I had the fortune to find this thing buried underground. It looks like a component of a huge mechanical doll. It looks just like a part from a robot in a cartoon I used to watch as a kid. Ah, how nostalgic. This futuristic machine makes me feel like I have traveled back in time. Ah, the sales pitch. This relic rose directly from the sands of time. Its shape invokes waves of sweet nostalgia. Middle-aged men throughout the universe harken back to the days of their youth and grin. They pass on their tales to the next generation, filling them with adventure and romance. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Okay, next up we have the Fond Gyro Block. Olimar's Journal. Since I landed on this planet, I've encountered countless treasures that remind me of my childhood. I wonder why that is. I think it's because the objects we're discovering look just like things I had as a kid. This is one of those items. The sales pitch. Red, the color of memories, of sunsets at the end of the day, of play, of pure embarrassment. That took a fucking sharp turn. Okay, next up is the memorable gyro block. Olimar's Journal. The other day, I accidentally threw away my son's favorite toy. He would not stop crying. Some things that seem unimportant to adults are treasures to children. When I was a boy, I'm sure I felt the same way about my favorite things. Now my family is my treasure. Aww. The sales pitch. No matter how old you grow, you will ever remember the treasures of childhood. Take this gift. Whatever. Okay, this is the Lost Gyro Block. Olimar's Journal. When I observe this object, I can't stop myself from tearing up. I wonder why. It's hard to say, but it might be because some of these items remind me of the past. The sales pitch. Remember your treasured toys? You took such good care of them, but some broke anyway? For some reason, this green gyro brings back those memories and causes your heart to quiver. Okay, next up is the favorite gyro block. Olimar's Journal. When I was a kid, I always wanted my toys to be blue. Blue is such a cool color. Wait, that's it? So Olimar likes the color blue, despite having red on its helmet. Anyway, sales pitch. Children throughout the universe are captivated by the very thought of this cool blue disc. Hocotate toy makers are swamped with orders for this popular item. Okay, and then finally, this is the treasured gyro block. Olimar's Journal. Yesterday we ventured into a spooky hole. Previously, all of the organisms we'd encounter were massed together in one cave. Had I not divided the Pikmin by color and utilized their unique traits, I would have never made it out of there alive. In memory of my daring adventure, I have named that hole the Hole of Heroes. The sales pitch. Feel the joy that only collectors can savor, the happiness for those who have found them all. Enjoy this wonderful feeling to your heart's content. I won't lie, chat. Okay, I won't lie. I have a good variety of gaming knickknacks and games and Pokemon coins and all that other sort of nice collectible crap. I must admit I would actually really like a Rob. I would love a Rob. And not just the Rob amiibo, but I mean like an actual Rob. I would love a Rob. I would love my own robotic operating buddy. Okay then, next up we've got the Proton AA. Olimar's journal. This object resembles the first treasure I found on this planet, so it holds a certain sentimental value to me. However, I've just noticed that the size is slightly different. Sometime I should take the time to read my previous treasure logbook. It's good to reflect upon the past sometimes. The sales pitch. Some enigmatic energy unknown on Hocotate is trapped inside. Oh, some enigmatic energy and unknown on Hocotate is trapped inside. Who couldn't use more energy? Okay, this is the durable energy cell. Olimar's journal. This cryptic item exhibits an unbelievable quantity of stored dormant energy. The civilization that created this must have advanced tremendously when it discovered this powerful new energy source. If I were to take this technology back home, how would it affect the future of Hocotate? Okay, and the sales pitch. Humanoid history is one big scramble for energy, and this is a colossal fountain of it. Has the change to renewable energy on Hocotate already begun? We machines watch. Okay, this is the Courage Reactor, the first ever treasure we got on this planet. Olimar's journal. We've recovered our first treasure. Amazingly, the Pikmin remembered how to salvage it. I can't understand their adorable little language, and I don't know what they're thinking either. Yet I'm so happy to see them again. When I crashed on this planet, the Pikmin helped me locate my missing ship parts. In my darkest hours, the Pikmin were there for me. Now that I'm reunited with them, I know everything will be all right. It will, right? And the sales pitch. Physical energy is not the only kind. The energy dearest to us is that made by both love and courage. That's actually quite profound for a computer. Although then again, he could just be saying that to sell the bleeding thing. Okay, this is the fuel reservoir. I'm gonna drill to the reservoir, drain all its water, and turn it into Lake Robotnik. Sorry, I've also been on like an Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog binge again. Anyway, the fuel reservoir. Olimar's journal. The ship has a lot of self-importance for a machine. Apparently, machines can exhibit characteristics like us after all. Perhaps they even have a soul? If this is true, then maybe you can work them into the ground until their spirit is broken and they can stop giving you lip. Oh no, I'm turning into the president. The sales pitch. According to my measurements, almost no energy should remain within this object, yet some does. The energy one can draw from matter has a limit, but the energy of the heart is endless. Perhaps that is the case here. This proves that machines have will and determination. Okay, onto the giant receptacle series. Hocatations could practically live in these. We're beginning with the drone supplies. Olimar's journal. Yesterday, the ship accused me of sampling all of the food we've been collecting. That ship has a lot of nerve. I don't sample all the food. The sales pitch. This food pack makes you want to throw caution to the wind and gulp down every last morsel. To be quite fair, it's tuna salad spread. I can imagine it being quite nice, actually. Anyway, next up we have the Patience Tester. Olimar's journal. Just looking at this sealed container makes me want to open it up. But opening it will decrease its value on the alien antiquities market. Maybe I'll just use my imaginary can opener and pretend to open it instead. The sales pitch. Try that again. This calls out to be opened. Peeked inside and tasted. This temptation-filled item is perfect for those who wish to test the strength of their resolve. Oh my. Okay, here we have the Endless Repository. Olimar's journal. Everyone makes mistakes. Sometimes desire overpowers reason. At least that's what I told myself when I sampled this very salty snack. The sales pitch. No matter how much you eat, this magical container is just never empty. So go ahead and have a bite. Captain Olimar and his crony used this excuse. They later issued a written apology. I read the brackets like those terms and conditions things you hear at like the end of a TV commercial or an infomercial. Anyway, this next one is the Fruit Guard, Olimar's journal. Among the treasures we've collected, many of them have strange scrawlings upon them. Unfortunately, the alien writings are indecipherable, but the pictures can be understood easily enough. This one seems to have a picture of a fruit on it. Ah, if that's the case, then this canister must contain sweet nectar. A quick taste wouldn't hurt. The sales pitch. A taste of knowledge from a foreign world. This container holds juices of a primitive fruit. If you are a devotee of genuine taste, you cannot pass this up. Okay, next up we have the Nutrient Silo, Olimar's journal. What a fascinating storage container. There's more food crammed in here than I could eat in a lifetime. Louie, however, and the sales pitch. A food storage tank of bewitchingly titanic size. As legend has it, this item is so captivating that the discoverer tried to claim it for himself. That Louie, is it? Anyway, this is now the Stringent Container, Olimar's journal. The ship's hold is so cluttered and disorganized. I wonder if we're actually finding new treasures, or if we're just rediscovering old ones. The sales pitch. A packed to the brim food container. According to legend, the discoverer of this item found it and immediately began to drool. Yeah, no, that's just Louie in a nutshell. He fucking drooled at the side of a Pikmin. The bastard will eat anything. Okay, this is Survival Ointment, Olimar's journal. In a survival situation, the most important things are water, courage, and a first aid kit. I've got water and an endless supply of courage, but I don't have access to a first aid kit. Sometimes I just don't have a whole lot of motivation either. I may be a daring explorer, but sometimes I just want to loaf around all day and sleep. Wait, what if the president reads this journal? I'd never dream of slacking on the job. Yeah. The sales pitch. A must-have medical item for explorers. If you need powerful results, then this is for you. It even comes with a testimonial from our employees. Use this and fear nothing ever again. And lastly at this miniature series, we've got the Healing Cask, Olimar's journal. I'm shocked. I cannot believe this is the only stock of medical supplies we've got. If one... Bex, hello and good evening. I hope you're doing well. I'm late. Sorry, there's no being late. There's no being late to these streams, you know. Okay, if you turn up, you turn up. If you don't, you don't. How are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Right then, where were we? I'm going to read this again. The Healing Cask. Olimar's journal. I'm shocked. I cannot believe this is the only stock of medical supplies we've got. If one of us were to get ill or injured, we would be in some serious trouble. We'll have to be sure to watch our step and always wash our hands. We could also search for medicine amongst the treasures we've collected. I had a bad cry, but I'm okay-ish now. Sometimes, and the thing is, some people will say, oh, you shouldn't cry, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. Sometimes you need a good cry. Sometimes you absolutely need a good cry just to get those emotions out of the system, okay? Because if you bottle them up, they're dangerous. Anyway, the sales pitch for the Healing Cask. A dependable item in crucial times. Stay safe by keeping one at home and one at the office. It is indispensable. If you are health conscious, buy this! Okay, on to the... Okay, next on to the Ancient Billboard series. This is the Abstract Masterpiece, Olimar's Journal. This is a truly heart-wrenching design. I've never been this moved by a piece of art. Every time I view it, I can't stop crying. The ship mocks me by squirting engine coolant at me, but it's obviously just jealous that it can't shed any tears. The sales pitch. This is something that machines simply cannot comprehend. The heart of art, the soul of creativity. If you understand the appeal of this design, your heightened senses are at space pilot level. Next up we've got the Optical Illustration, Olimar's Journal. I've noticed that some of the objects we collect have undeniable similarities. Perhaps these treasures were revered by an ancient civilization. The sales pitch. There are many items that look like this one, but the contents are profoundly different. Those in the know are aware of the differences. This particular item should please any buyer. Next up we have the Thirst Activator, Olimar's Journal. How odd. When I gaze at this puzzling pattern, I have a vision of nature. At first I thought this planet's ecosystem was alien and unnatural, but now I've learned to fully appreciate its beauty. However, it still cannot compare to the stunning natural landscape of Hocotate. I hope I can return to my homeland soon. The sales pitch. Natural beauty fills this design, and merely viewing it incites a riotous thirst. How about it? Bye. This is the Yellow Taste Tyrant, Olimar's Journal. According to recent statistics, the elderly people on Hocotate love to eat sweets. To spite them, young people are eating all the spicy food that they can get their hands on. Just looking at this artifact makes my mouth feel spicy. When I bring it back, it's sure to be all the rage with surly teens everywhere. Tonight, I think I'll practice signing autographs. Very sure of himself, isn't he, old Captain Olimar? The sales pitch. Behold! The overwhelming power of so much yellow! Spiciness fills both the eyes and the mouth. It's irresistible! I must admit, I love my spicy foods, I really do. Which reminds me, I want to make a pot of chili soon because the temperature's coming down. And the thing I like doing with my chili is I like to stick it in wraps with lots of lettuce and tomato and fresh tomato and sour cream and jalapenos. Oh, it's great. Oh, it's fantastic. This is the Saliva Tricks, Olimar's Journal. When I crash landed on this planet, I got sick of eating only Hocotate noodles every single day, and this time is no different. We don't have time to properly prepare some tasty provisions, and I can't stop drooling when I look at this evocative object. Hungry explorers must learn to use their imagination in the absence of food. The sales pitch. Uncontrollable drooling. Uncontrollable drooling! Cannot stop. Cannot stop. Interfacing with this ad gives me a non-stop case of drooling. I lie. Machines cannot drool. Okay, this is the Flavor Gate, Olimar's Journal. Staring at this symbol tantalizes my taste buds. I've never observed this before, but my sight and sense of taste appear to be connected. Perhaps this is some new kind of psychological advertising. I'll have to tell the ship about it. The sales pitch. This cryptic design contains a link between sight and taste that is unknown on Hocotate. According to the psychology of unknown shapes, gazing at this will let you taste the unknown. Okay, this is now the Alien Billboard, Olimar's Journal. There are several different patterns drawn on this object's surface. They appear to be characters or letters, but I can't make any sense of them. Now, this is just an educated guess, but I wonder if this object is a kind of alien bulletin board. The size of the object seems about right for it. This is now the sales pitch. Perhaps this is some kind of ancient billboard, but perhaps not. Its authenticity may be in question, but if you can use it for inspiration, you may become a top-flight advertising executive. That's one reason to buy it. And then this is the Activity Arouser. Olimar's journal. This strange object makes me want to dance. I can't fight it. I must dance. Hey, this isn't so bad. I've been packing on the pounds lately, and this could be a great way to get some exercise. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. And the sales pitch. This esoteric design will make viewers want to get up and move for no apparent reason. This is perfect for people who want to exercise but can never seem to get started. It's describing me. The Switch knows me so well, it's describing me. Piece of shit. Okay then, moving on to the Odd Logo series. We're starting, of course, with the Hypnotic Platter. Olimar's journal. Strange story. When I inspected this item on this planet's surface, I was suddenly overcome with such a raging thirst that I thought I might fall unconscious. Having no tasty beverage to hand, I had to resort to licking the condensation from the inside of my helmet. I feel such shame. The sales pitch. The bizarre insignia on this serrated platter inspires inexplicable feelings of pleasure that can only be replicated by a long, cool drink. Or so I'm told. Okay, next up, onto the massive lid. It was well massive, wasn't it? There you go. I did the whole ha-ha British slang thing. So, massive lid, Olimar's journal. When people study mysterious objects, they tend to overthink everything and get easily stumped. For example, this is just a lid. Or is it? It is. And sales pitch. After much evaluation and processing, this item has been classified as a lid. What powerful force might it have held back at one time? Only the ages will know. One of my favourite drinks in all the world, cream soda. Anyway, this is the Pondering Emblem. Olimar's journal. There are many things I've encountered on this planet that defy explanation. According to the ship's analysis, this object is extremely valuable. Maybe I'll buy it. I'm not so sure though. I get the feeling that the ship is swindling me. Nah, the ship would never scam me. I am the captain! The sales pitch. One glance and you will sit for hours trying to decipher the ultimate purpose of this item. Therein lies its value. It is actually a guide to the world of deep thinking. Okay, moving on now to the Happiness Emblem. I like ginger ale as well. Cream soda and ginger ale I do really enjoy. But, yeah, Olimar's journal. When you grow up and get a job, your time does not belong to you anymore. To make up for that, you have to learn to appreciate the simple pleasures in life. Looking at this pattern we found today makes me feel a little less miserable. This is today's simple pleasure. And the sales pitch. Choose your own happiness. Find the good things in each day, maintain a positive attitude, and good things will come your way. That is what one feels when viewing this cheerful emblem. Okay, moving on to the Quenching Emblem, Spicy Ginger Ale. I'm much more of a fan of like the less oppressive bloody ginger ales and ginger beers, but you know, it's nice. Ginger ale is nice, and it also helps with an upset stomach too, from what I hear. Anyway, Olimar's journal. I often brag about my inexhaustible supply of self-control, but when I peer at this treasure, I can't help but want to take a drink. And the sales pitch. An odd symbol that causes thirst cravings in all who view it. Its secrets cannot be deciphered. Okay, moving on. Coconut water. Not my favourite drink. And I mean, I will use coconut milk to make like shakes and stuff, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of coconut water. I mean, I'll drink it if it's offered, but yeah, not my usual beverage of choice. But anyway, this is the Drought Ender, Olimar's journal. Olimar's Journal. Today I delivered an impromptu lecture on the basics of wilderness survival. As Louie's superior, it is my responsibility to teach him these skills. Walking around as much as we do does in fact generate an intense thirst, so water becomes a very important resource. I told Louie that we have to ration our water carefully each day. That's what I was thinking until I found this. I was so parched that I couldn't help myself. I drank all the water in my canteen. It tasted so good. But when I turned around, Louie gave me a cold stare. Okay, this is now the sales pitch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Give in to your primal feelings and drink to your heart's content. Gaze upon this design and your throat will ache for satisfaction. Why is that? Tell me, please! And lastly, in this odd logo series, we have the creative inspiration. Black cherry soda. Oh, sorry, blackberry soda. I don't know if it's soda exactly, but I've mixed blackcurrant juice with soda water before, and that was quite nice. Anyway, Olimar's Journal. Fascinating. If I keep staring at this symbol, I know I'll come up with a brilliant idea for a new product. Sales pitch. Stare at this long enough, and good ideas are sure to surface. If you are a casual person who relies on others to achieve your goals, then this imagination support item was made for you. Okay, now this is all to do with, these are the major treasures, the exploration, I can't remember exactly what it's called, like the Explorer's Friends series, Explorer's Support series, it's something like that. Anyway, this is the Spherical Atlas. Olimar's Journal. The purple Pikmin was somehow able to carry this massive treasure. Today we measured their physical strength using the ship's onboard beefometer. It seems that they have 10 times the weight and physical power of any other Pikmin. When I throw them, they land with a resounding thud. I've decided to commemorate the cave I first encountered them in by naming it the Emergence Cave. The sales pitch. The surface designs on this item are the map of a savage planet. This alone makes it valuable. But is that all? No, it's not. That's not all at all. Embedded within it is a microchip filled with secret, incredibly detailed data. With this item, you'll know everything about this, that, and the other thing too. Okay, next up is the geographic projection. Olimar's Journal. The interior of this hemisphere contains a chip coded with charts detailing a new region. I explored this forest the last time I was here, but it's clear that it has undergone some very dramatic changes. The plants and animals have also evolved significantly. I've given this forest a new name, the Morning Wood, based on how I wake up every morning. Now that's just a me thing, it's actually called the Awakening Wood in-game. Sorry, I've given this forest a new name, the Awakening Wood, as opposed to the Forest of Hope. I must begin to form a hypothesis to explain why the forest has changed so rapidly. The sales pitch. If you have both pieces, does the value increase? Do you want it? Need it? Crave it? You should! This is the ultimate storehouse of geographic data in all the known universe! Okay, next up we have the Prototype Detector. Olimar's Journal. Today we searched a subterranean lair swarming with carnivorous bugs. The name Hole of Beasts immediately came to mind. The convenient contraption I have found there has become an invaluable treasure-seeking tool. When it approaches a piece of treasure, the gadget beeps and the needle moves to the right. When all of the treasure in an area has been collected, the device powers down automatically. When we left Hocotate, I thought we'd never be able to pay off the company's debts. But thanks to this gadget, I'm feeling much more optimistic about the outcome of this daring mission. Sorry chat, just a bit of an issue. Okay, the sales pitch. Is this a miracle gadget born of universal desire, or a machine manufactured by the master of Dimension X? You know what? Whatever it is, it reacts to treasure. Okay, the 5-man knapsack is up next, and this is Olimar's journal. I love to lie down in the grass, bask in the sun, and take an afternoon nap. With all these Pikmin following me, I rarely have time to relax. But I recently got really tired and accidentally fell asleep by pressing down on the right stick. That's exactly what I did! The Pikmin picked me up while I slept and carried me away to their onion. Now hold your space horses, Pikmin. I'm not a pellet or a piece of treasure. But then I woke up. Great galaxies! It was all just a dream, wasn't it? Now, funnily enough, chat, it's the most useless item in a casual playthrough, the old 5-man knapsack, but in a speed run of Pikmin 2, it is by far and away one of the most important pieces of equipment you can get. Oh shit, little Frizz, hello and good evening. I'm planning on going to the Taylor Swift tour concert movie sometime this weekend, dear Cap and Chad. That's amazing! Oh, I hope you have a wonderful time. Oh, I hope you have a lovely time. Okay, next up we have the Brute... Hang on a minute. Oh no, here we go. Sorry. We forgot the sales pitch of the 5-man knapsack because I was busy talking about speedruns. Okay. So here's the sale pitch. Do you want to nap in luxury like a feudal lord? This lifestyle assistant will help you to do it. Tests on our employees were very positive. Their bizarre dreams were an added bonus. Okay, we're nearing the end of the treasure hoard and then we can start on the Piklopedia. Are you looking forward to the Piklopedia? Because we get all that scientific data. Anyway, this is the Brute Knuckle. Olimar's journal. Uncharted planets like this one are often teeming with hazardous fauna. The Pikmin are usually nearby to defend me, but there are times when I need to lay the law down with my own hands. For example, if a creature were to try and eat me, I would have to beat it down. I dream about that all the time, and you did so. Olimar, you punched all those fucking cloaking burrow nets in the fucking face. Anyway, the sales pitch. In a plume of flame, the steel fist flies and smashes its target to bits. But the recoil is severe. Captain Olimar suffers from shoulder pain, so he uses it without the rocket booster. What do you mean without the rocket booster? What do you mean? Wait. Rocket booster? Anyway, this is the repugnant appendage. Olimar's journal. This aromatic object secretes a tangy odor that could knock out a Bulblax. I'm with the ship on this one. I don't want to touch it either. But I have to. For the sake of the company and my family, I must summon the strength to carry on. The sales pitch. Is this the remains of some giant creature? Its color is striking, but the stench is horrific! Could it be dangerous? The true essence of things in the natural world are very often disguised. Be fooled and die. Fool or be killed. This is a law of survival. Okay, next up we've got the Stellar Orb. Olimar's journal. The technology behind this impressive gadget is totally unknown to my people. It appears to replicate the intense solar beams of the sun. Space exploration has given me a ghostly pallor. Maybe I'll use this orb to catch a few rays. The sales pitch. This tanning machine is based on primitive science principles. Come, you pallid recluses and sun-starved hermits! You too can have a healthy, stylish glow. Chat, I feel called out. Okay, next up we have the Forged Courage. Olimar's journal. I found this marvelous alloy in a hole swarming with bulb orbs. On that adventure, I even clashed with an Emperor Bulblax. In honor of my triumph over that appalling beast, I have named the hole the Bulblax Kingdom. And the sales pitch. A heat-resistant alloy forged in the fires of justice and passion. Wear it and feel courage's... Wear it and feel courage's burn. What? That doesn't seem right. Feel the burn of courage, I think is... Okay, I'm going to try saying that. A heat-resistant alloy forged in the fires of justice and passion. Wear it and feel the burn of courage. You have nothing to fear. Due to horrid ventilation, this is not suited to sweaty beings. This is the dream material. Olimar's journal. This is yet another object I've recently discovered that is beyond my wildest dreams. This does not conduct electricity, and it can erase marks left by pencils with remarkable ease. Sadly, the more you use it, the more it rubs away to oblivion. In a way, it kind of reminds me of my job. And the sales pitch. This non-conductive substance has many uses. I have discovered that it can even erase pencil marks. It is a dream material, but the more that it is used, the more that it crumbles. The same is true of dreams themselves. Damn. Okay, now this is the Justice Alloy. Olimar's journal. I found this metal treasure in the gut of an avian snake. It took real courage to drop into that dark den, but danger's what I do best. In honor of my brave clash with that feathered serpent, I've named that den the Snagrit Hole. The sales pitch. You cannot see it. You cannot touch it, but it is definitely here and there. What, you ask? Whatever this suit is fortified by. That is what. I cannot believe there is a better material than what I am constructed of. Okay, now this is the Amplified Amplifier. Olimar's journal. Today we searched a deep underground structure that was completely covered in tile. I have no idea what it was originally used for, but I've decided to call it the shower room. Deep within, I clashed with a sleek bug that coughed up this conical curiosity. And the sales pitch. Your voice is weak. It does not carry. No one notices you. If this is true, then this item is for you! Starting today, you are a gym teacher! You will never be ignored again! Okay, this is now the professional noisemaker, the fucking treasure we got from the water wraith. Fuck that gelatinous bastard. Olimar's journal. I recently took a team of blue Pikmin on an expedition to explore a submerged cavern. While exploring this watery cavern, I encountered some very strange phenomena. It was such a strange place that I am still wondering if it was all just a dream. I found this curious treasure in that cavern, so even if it was just an illusion, I'm even more confused. I have named that confounding place the Submerged Castle. Fuck that place. And the sales pitch. Noisier than a spaceship, this wonderful item will make your miserable life 120% more exciting! The key. Olimar's journal. This item came from the personal treasure hoard of a massive Pikmin devouring spider. The whole cave was crawling with all kinds of fearsome creatures. I decided to name that eerie cave the Citadel of Spiders. The ship cannot stand bugs. Whenever I ask it to store a specimen for salvage, it threatens to stage a mutiny. The sales pitch. This shape. I have encountered it somewhere before. No, I must be mistaken. Yes, I am mistaken. Thoughts like these strike all... Wait. Thoughts like these strike all who see this Kabbalistic. Right, okay. Thoughts like these strike all who see this Kabbalistic form. You can feel its immense power. Okay, and the last five treasures, chat. We're on the last 5 treasures. This is the Titan Dweevil series. Beginning, of course, with the Shock Therapist. Olimar's journal. This shocker was one of several weapons wielded by the nightmarish Titan Dweevil. It allowed the creature to smite Pikmin with zaps of lightning. And the sales pitch. This nanotech device gathers negative ions in the atmosphere and converts them into energy. It then releases that energy. Zap! Use it to relieve muscle soreness and joint strength. One warning, however, it does render the user unconscious. Fuck. Okay, next up we have the flare cannon. Olimar's journal. This scorching mechanism was once used by a monstrous Titan Dweevil. The roasting apparatus spews hot jets of flame. I can't keep Louie away from it though. He keeps trying to use it to cook the sausages and caramelize creme brulees. Sounds like a fucking good use of the thing, to be quite fair. The sales pitch. In the compressed air cylinder of this flamethrower, liquid gas is lit, producing the fire that gives the weapon its name. It is very dangerous, and good kids know not to play with it. In case you wonder, it cannot be used as a suitable substitute for a spaceship's rockets, and should never be used to cook sausages. Never! Right. Next up we have the Comedy Bomb. Olimar's journal. This fiendish contraption was used by the Titan Dweevil. Although it was once a primitive weapon, it is now a weapon of mass hilarity. The sales pitch. You cannot see it. You cannot smell it. Yet this weapon would steal your life given the chance. At least it used to, until I shrewdly exchanged its poisonous gas for hilarious laughing gas. Crafted with an eye for safety, it is the funniest weapon ever devised. Next up we have the Monster Pump. Olimar's journal. This savage water pump was just one of the many weapons wielded by the Titan Dweevil. This pump is capable of spraying jets of hyper-pressurized water. The sales pitch. This item automatically detects subterranean waterways, even if the water is buried a mile deep. The monster pump draws liquid from any distance, and its almost uncontrollable power is fantastic. I wouldn't call it that. The very last treasure, chat. It's the king of bugs. Olimar's journal. Louie is back! Somehow he survived a horrific ordeal with a freakishly large, weapon-wielding Titan Dweevil. I entered the hall with an army of ferocious Pikmin, grimly determined to save Louie from that Titan Dweevil, but it seems that he was perfectly fine all along. I cannot understand how he managed to avoid being eaten. He's always had an unusually close connection with insects, and I know he loves to cook them. Maybe he wasn't kidnapped after all. Could he have been controlling that beast all along? No, that's craziness. Although, he does insist now that we address him by his quote-unquote proper title, the King of Bugs. So that does bring up an interesting thing, chat. Because for years, after people initially beat Pikmin 2 and saw that Louie was on top of the Titan Dweevil, and with these little nuggets of information, people have been debating for years whether or not it was in fact Louie controlling the Titan Dweevil. Because you saw the Titan Dweevil's eyes glowing blue. You like the top of Louie's helmet. You now know that Louie has a very close connection and brave wave connectivity to insects, which is what the Titan Dweevil is. And the thing is, Louie was never at risk of being eaten by the Dweevil. Never. So I reckon Louie took control of the Titan Dweevil and survived by climbing back through the Dream Den and eating all the creatures that he wanted at that time. Which would be nuts, because he had all access to every single elemental damage, so if one didn't work, he just swapped to the next one. basically he treated that Titan Dweevil like a Pikmin army. Is what I'm guessing anyway. Anyway, here's the sale pitch for the King of Bugs. A new employee at Hocotate Freight, Louie is often silent. Nobody knows what thoughts lurk within his mind. He appears to operate on the same wavelength as insects, and often with dangerous results. After he was kidnapped, he somehow managed to hijack a colossal insect's brain. And that's what's confusing people. Anyway, that was our 201st treasure, which means that we have now done a full reading. We have done a full reading of the treasure hoard. So you know what that means, chat? It's now on to the Piklopedia. It's on to the Piklopedia. This is a bestiary of every single piece of fauna that you've rubbed your ass against, as well as every single creature you've ever collected and or smashed with a Pikmin. It begins with the red Bulborb and ends, of course, with the Titan Dweevil. There are 81 entries to go, and as you can see, we've got two sets of notes very much like the treasure hoard. The first belongs to Olimar, once again. The second belongs to Louie. What does Louie's notes talk about? I'll show you in a bit, because this is actually going to be fucking funny. So here we go. The red Bulborb, the most iconic creature from Pikmin, other than the Pikmin themselves. The red Bulborb. Scientific classification: Oculus Kageyame Russus, the grub dog family. This large organism has the familiar mandibles and the cranial morphology of the grub dog family, as well as the characteristic bulging eyes. As with most grub dogs, the creature's cranium comprises half of its total length and girth. Showing a scarlet abdomen with white spots, this creature is primarily nocturnal, choosing to prey upon smaller creatures returning to the nests. Originally classified as the spotty Bulborb, further research has reclassified this species as the red Bulborb. Subspecies of varied colors have also recently been discovered, but academics are divided into two rival camps over how to handle their classification. Now, let's see what Louie's notes are about. Plump specimens are best spit roasted whole, stuffed with a lime and a slab of bacon. Basted frequently to ensure a magnificently moist haunch. That's right, Louie's notes are about cooking! That's why they're my favourites. That's why they're my favourites, chat. As a home cook myself, I love reading through Louie's notes for that reason alone. But okay, next up we have the hairy Bulborb. Olimar's notes. The hairy Bulborb. Scientific classification: Oculus Kageyame folliculus, the grub dog family. This subspecies of grub dog has a thick coat of soft white fur that obscures its abdominal markings. The fur also warms its vital organs, making this species well adapted to colder climates. However, its hair follicles are surprisingly frail, which can result in immediate hair loss if the creature is startled. Louie's notes. Remove all of the remove all of the Bulborb's hair. Wrap the beast in foil along with a halved lemon. Place it directly on the grill. The foil should protect the carcass from scorching, and the lemon will give the meat an elegant hint of citrus. I won't deny, chat. Sounds delicious. But okay, here we go. The orange Bulborb. The orange Bulborb. Scientific classification: Oculus Kageyame orangeum, the grub dog family. This Bulborb species boasts a garish color pattern, with a deep orange body and black spots. The orange Bulborb's yellow bloodshot eyes make it clear that this grub dog is excessively edgy and high-strung, making it much easier to wake from deep sleep than other species in the Bulborb family, as we fucking saw. Louie's notes. This Bulborb's meaty flanks make for salaciously savory steaks that should not be missed. Now I'm a steak man. Okay, the last time I cooked steak for my girlfriend, she said they were the best she's ever had. So that filled me with all sorts of wants. Anyway, next up we've got the dwarf red bulborb, and get ready for something surprising. Olimar's notes. The dwarf red bulborb, Pansaurus pseudo-oculi russus, the breadbug family. Although initially identified as a juvenile red bulborb, groundbreaking new research indicates that this creature is in fact a member of the breadbug family. A close relative of the vanilla breadbug, it escapes predation through mimicry. Unique adaptation of the red bulborb's crimson coloration allows the species to safely commingle. Such effective adaptation and obfuscation by a prey species is rare, indicating this clever creature is a master of mimicry. Louie's notes. For a blissful bisque, mince the entire beast finely and stir in with heavy cream, artichoke arts, and a pinch of black pepper. Heat slowly until piping hot. Rich and creamy. In fact, can I find... Oh, talking of which, that reminds me, there's a YouTube channel that I discovered recently where the guy was cooking some of the, quote-unquote, cooking some of the creatures from the Piklopedia, following Louie's instructions. I'm just trying to think about what the name is. Think. Give me a second. If I can't find it here, I'll have to have a quick look for it. Okay, looks like I'm gonna do a quick look for it. Ah, there we go. Okay, so the channel's name is Pikai. Yeah, the channel's name is Pikai, and currently they have done slow roasted barbecue blowhog and dwarf bulborb bisque. It looks delicious and sounds lovely. But let's get back to the matter at hand. Piklopedia time. This is the snow bulborb. Olimar's notes. The snow bulborb. Scientific classification, Pansaurus pseudo-oculi frosticus, the breadbug family. Like the dwarf red bulborb, the snow bulborb is a member of the breadbug family that seeks to survive through imitating the appearance and behavior of a bulborb. Its pale coloration and blue spots make for easy identification. In particular, this organism is mimicking the hairy bulborb, but it is of course unable to grow the hair that gives the hairy bulborb its name. However, as the hairy bulborb have been known to lose their hair in a number of circumstances, the snow bulborb is an effective mimic that is often mistaken for a member of the same species. Okay, and here we have dwarf orange bulborbs. Dwarf orange bulborb. Scientific classification, Pansaurus pseudo-oculi orangium, the breadbug family. Just as dwarf red bulborbs mimic the appearance of red bulborbs, it was theorized that an orange bulborb mimicking variant must also exist. Recent fieldwork has confirmed this theory. Oh shit, I didn't actually do Louie's notes on this one. Snow bulborb, best grilled and served hot over a bed of fresh spinach and crumbled blue cheese. Now that does sound fucking good. And then the dwarf orange bulborb. Although difficult to prepare, the exquisite creature is more than worth the effort. Great in fajitas. Oh, now I just want that. This is the problem, Chad. This is the problem reading the Piklopedia. I'm now getting real fucking hungry. That this is the spotty bulbear, and this guy can go fuck himself! This is the spotty bulbear. Scientific classification, Oculus terribilis doticum, the grubdog family. A mid-size subspecies within the grubdog family, the spotty bulbear's unique feeding habits set it apart from other grubdogs. The spotty bulbear patrols a set path, searching for prey instead of passively feeding on creatures that wander into a limited territorial range. When entering bulbbear habitats, it is wise to proceed with the most extreme caution until the bulbbear's patrol path can be clearly identified and marked. And then Louie's notes. For an unrivaled green curry, peel away the spotty bulbbear's skin, pulverize the juicy innards, and stew until curiously fragrant. Okay, now these are dwarf bulbbears. Now, these, unlike bread bugs, are actually juveniles. Here we go. Dwarf bulbbear, Oculus terribilis, grub dog family. A grub dog larva in its third stage of development, this creature's body structure is nearing maturation. However, unlike maturer bulbbears, it has yet to claim its own patrol route and thus is dependent upon its parent for guarding direction. Louie's note. Remove innards, stuff with sage and finely aged prosciutto, and broil until golden brown. Fuck. Again. Hearing all these fucking recipes is making me super fucking hungry. I'm gonna need a snack after this godforsaken stream. Anyway, next up we have Bulborb larva, as we saw getting pooped out by Empress Bulblax. Bulborb larva. Oculus bambini. Aww. As a man who's learned a very small amount of Italian, I love the word bambini and bambino. I admit it. I also learned mio caro as well. For what reason is none of yours. Let's see. So, Bulborb larva, Oculus bambini, grub dog family. As the name implies, this creature is a bulborb in the very earliest stage of development. Its distinct bulborb coloration has yet to appear, but it already exhibits other uniquely bulborb characteristics. It is capable of hunting nourishment independently without the help of its parents. That's what makes him so fucking vicious. It is genuinely what makes him so fucking vicious. These things can genuinely chew through armies of Pikmin extremely quickly. What does Louie have to say? This meager creature offers little meat, but the eyeballs are a local delicacy. Try them with okra and a dollop of sour cream? You know, chat, I've always said I'll try something once. Okay then. This is now the Fiery Bulblax. Olimar's notes. Fiery Bulblax. Oculus vulcanus. The grub dog family. Bodily excretions of a highly flammable waxy substance interact with the cell structure of this grub dog's skin, causing a chemical reaction that produces extremely high temperatures. The skin benefits from a spongy cell structure that diffuses the surface heat, protecting the creature's inner organs. Due to the astounding amount of heat produced by this beast, it should be observed with very great caution. Louie's note. No stove, no problem. This sizzling beast practically cooks itself. Remember to thoroughly extinguish the steaks prior to eating, however. Okay, and lastly, we have a water dumple. Olimar's notes. This is the water dumple, the Ichthyosa felinis. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Ichthyosa felinis. Ichthyosa felinis. Hey, I'm smart, I can read. The grub dog family. A resident of freshwater pools and marshes, this aquatic creature regularly feeds on insects that land upon the surface of the water. It shares a nearly identical skeletal structure with its close relative and terrestrial cousin, the bulborb. This may offer clues to the evolutionary origin and suggest that it has only recently emigrated to an aquatic habitat. Louie's note. Deep fried dumples without batter for all of the flavour and half of the fat. Fuck. Okay, next up we have the Bulbmin, and one of my favorite scientific classifications. Get the fuck ready for this. Olimar's notes. Bulbmin, Parasiticus Pikminicus. Fucking love that. Just say that to yourself, chat, okay? Just say that to yourself, Parasiticus Pikminicus, and it's fun to say. But this is indeed part of the Pikmin family. This loathsome creature is in fact a parasitic form of Pikmin that has infected a Bulborb. Unlike Pikmin that nest within Pikmin onions, this parasitic relative spends its life inside the body of a host, usually a Bulborb. Juveniles will then fall in line and mimic the actions of their parent until maturing into full independence. By burying its root-like limbs into the nervous system of the host Bulborb and infusing it with natural hormonal excretions, the Bulbmin is able to control virtually all of the host's bodily functions. However, the host's voracious appetite seems impossible to suppress, which is why we have to kill the giant one before we can take a hold of the small ones. Could you genuinely imagine? It would be like Proto-Moss. It would actually be like Proto-Moss, wouldn't it? It'd be like Proto-Moss or Proto-Ochi, where you could just, whistle a Bulbmin, take control of it, and ride it. Oh my god, that would have been awesome. Louie's notes. Grind the meat and season with allspice, salt, and ground white pepper. Press the seasoned meat into meat satchels, pan fry them with onions. Prior to serving, smother the brats with Dijon mustard and sauerkraut. Buns are optional. I'm going to be eating a lot of bread after this. Okay then, next up we've got the Fiery Blowhog. Olimar's notes. Fiery Blowhog. Sus Draconis. Sus! Among Us! Okay, there you go. You happy? I did the fucking funny thing. Get me a subscriber. I'm joking. By the way, I'm joking. Anyway, Fiery Blowhog, Sus Draconis, Blowhog family. Come on, if I didn't make the fucking Among Us joke, somebody else would. This creature expels a volatile phosphorus compound from its snout that combusts upon contact with the air. This fire-breathing ability is dependent upon the air-to-fuel ratio at its mouth, catalyst reaction within the expelled compound, and purification of the compound. Thus, it is highly unlikely such a complex process could cause the spontaneous explosion of a fallen blowhog. This process is also perhaps to avoid risk of spontaneous combustion in the belly of a live specimen. However, one should still treat a fiery blowhog with great care, even after its life functions have ceased. Louie's notes. Roast this flavorful beast for several hours, letting it stew in its own succulent juices. Do not worry about overcooking the beast. It is scorch-proof. Now, obviously, if you're going to copy this sort of idea in real life, you do have to be careful. But just use a slow cooker. And as I say, Pikai has got an amazing recipe on their channel about slow roasted barbecue blowhog. And I am going to be buying myself a slow cooker, some blowhog shoulder, pork shoulder, and giving it a try myself because it looks fucking good. Anyway, next up is the watery blowhog. Olimar's notes. The watery blowhog. Scientific classification. Sus Lugians? Okay, Sus Lugians. Blowhog family. A variant subspecies of the fiery blowhog, the watery blowhog lacks several of the genes necessary for the production of fire-producing catalysts and thus expels jets of non-flammable liquid. This subspecies appear to have only recently evolved. However, the hereditary traits of this variant are dominant and highly robust, so its population is rapidly increasing. Louie's notes. This beast's unrivaled moistness gives it a melt-in-the-mouth quality that is incomparable. Fuck, that sounds good. Okay, next up we've got Armored Cannon Beetle Larva. So, Olimar's notes. Armored Cannon Beetle Larva. Granitus Chuckuline. Chuckuline? Okay. Granitus Chuckuline. The lithopod family. This specimen is a lithopod larva, this expedition was unable to confirm the existence of any mature lithopods, leading to concerns that the species was extinct upon the planet, but the discovery of the creature in larval form has eased such concerns. Lithopods like flint beetles use internal metabacteria to aid chemical digestion. These metabacteria can only survive in certain environments, such as within the body of certain insects. So lithopod larvae do not contain any metabacteria immediately after hatching. Larvae feed on partially digested or regurgitated by mature lithopods, ensuring the larvae obtain metabacteria they would not normally have acquired. Ah, the circle of life. Anyway, Louie's notes. Carefully remove every grain of sand, peel back the exoskeleton, and slurp heartily. He fucking drinks it?! I'm sorry, chat. I know I said I would try anything once. Okay, I know I said I would try anything once, but I am not drinking a goddamn insect smoothie. Anyway, this is the decorated cannon beetle. Olimar's notes. Decorated cannon beetle. Granitus decorum, the lithopod family. This creature is the larval form of a cannon beetle variant known for a diet consisting entirely of eating stones. The decorated cannon beetle favors stones with a high iron content, which contributes to its brilliant red torso. The stones these creatures launch are wrapped in a powerful magnetic field, which causes the stones to stray from their launch trajectory when other objects with high metal content, such as spacesuits, are nearby. Extreme caution is recommended for explorers wearing steel-plated armor in close proximity to this fearsome creature. Louie's notes. Slice the meat into tender cutlets, vigorously apply a lime and pepper rub, pan fry until lightly crusted, accompany with watercress and drizzle with freshly prepared tamarind sauce. Again, I'm going to be eating quite a bit after this. Fuck you, Louie. Okay, this is the puffy blowhog. Olimar's notes. Puffy blowhog. Sus inflator. Blowhog family. This species of blowhog uses internally generated hydrogen to inflate a flotation bladder and hover above the ground. The creature's electrified pulse creates a sash of color that flows along the surface of its body, making it a particularly beautiful blowhog species. Precisely how it is able to internally stabilize its highly explosive hydrogen and simultaneously generate electricity does indeed remain a mystery. The puffy blowhog blows leaves and grass around to eat the insects underneath them. It maintains mid-air buoyancy by using its fins and releasing air through its blowholes. This enables it to float effortlessly, even in the breeze. In times of danger, the puffy blowhog can decompress its flotation bladder for a rapid escape from predators. Which is probably how it got away from... Because we've never collected... Here's the thing. We've never actually collected a body of a puffy blowhog. We've always seen it fly away. So, you know, just before it dies, that could be what it's doing. Anyway. Louie. Slice this creature's feather-light skin into triangles. Deep fry until crispy. Salt generously. Makes the perfect scooping chip to accompany fresh mango salsa. Okay, this is now the withering blowhog. Fucking Olimar's notes. Withering blowhog. Sus decrepitia. Blowhog family. The withering blowhog is a close relative of the puffy blowhog, but its breath is significantly weaker. However, its breath does contain a petal withering plant hormone that causes flowers to instantly lose their petals. Although its breath has not been studied in detail, analysis of the chemical compounds involved hold great promise for the biotechnology sector. Louie's notes. Hang this creature on a rack and sun-dry on a hot afternoon. When suitably crispy, grind the sun-dried piece into powder, and it makes a great substitute for cayenne or curry powder. Nice. Now, here's the fucking thing I hate the most. well, one of the things I fucking hate the most, the Gatling Groink. The Gatling Groink. Megaplod calibursi. The unknown family. This beastly predator's aggressive ejection of high-speed projectiles makes it one of the most fearsome creatures within the ecosystem. Its body seems to comprise of both biological and mechanical components and represents one of the most evolutionarily advanced specimens ever observed. The chamber within its torso gives it rapid-fire biopellet launch capabilities. What appears to be a tail fin is in fact the base of its counterweight and ammunition cylinder, so immobilizing this appendage will prevent the groink from attacking. At least in theory. Confirmation of this suspicion remains elusive, as nobody has volunteered to test it yet. Off you go, Olimar. I'm not exactly seeing you jump into the fray. Louie's notes. How the fuck do you eat this? Remove the cannon and ammo stockpile. Vigorously tenderize the meat with a heavy mallet. Stir fry with caramelized onions and figwort sprouts. Spoon over a steaming bowl of fluffy white rice and douse with chili sauce. Fuck. That does sound good. Okay, we're now on to the iridescent flint beetle. The iridescent flint beetle. Scientific classification. Pili and envelopans. Pili envelopans. The flint beetle family. Flint beetles are nocturnal, choosing to hide in the grass by day and stay active at night. These creatures keep undigested food pellets in their stomachs to sustain them throughout the winter, but given the correct stimulus, they will spit them out. Recent research has revealed that these pellets are enveloped in a membrane that seals and preserves them in a sterile and airtight environment. If kept at room temperature, it seems that this pellet membrane will keep its contents fresh for up to 6 months. The membrane may be made from the same substance that gives the exoskeleton of the flint beetle its beautiful sheen. Okay then, Louie's notes. An essential flavor accentuating ingredient in gumbos and jambalaya. Also delicious in soups, broths, and marinades. Short, sweet, to the point, that's what I like to say. Now we're on to the iridescent glint beetle. Olimar's notes. The iridescent glint beetle. Pili... Araucus? I'm going to say Arucus. Iridescent glint beetle. Pili Arucus. The glint beetle family. This variety of beetle consumes subterranean minerals. Due to the fact that it rarely emerges above the ground, sightings of the particular species are extremely rare. While minerals are this beast's primary source of food, the beetle itself does not have the ability to digest these minerals. Instead, metabacteria living inside the beetle's stomach chemically break down the minerals. The resulting purified metal is discharged, but rare metals, such as gold and platinum, crystallize onto the iridescent glint beetle's shell, resulting in the beautiful laminated shimmer. Louie's notes. This precious treat is extremely rare. I could sell it back home for an absolute fortune. I could then use the cash to upgrade my kitchen, buy galactic class ingredients, maybe even star in my own cooking show, The Insect Gourmet. It's the one and only creature that he never talks about actually preparing to eat. Okay, and the next up is the Doodlebug. This is the Doodlebug. Scientific classification, Pili flatulum. Flatulum. Pili flatulum. The flint beetle family. While life forms that excrete foul musks to warn of danger are not rare, the Doodlebug is the only species known to release flatulence when active above ground. Only known to release flatulence when actively above the ground. Interestingly enough, since it is merely releasing the gas created by the decay of the contents in the creature's intestines, it does not have a special musk-producing organs. This means that the creature is in fact merely flatulating. Spectral analysis of the rank gas indicates, however, it contains not only methane, but hydrogen sulfide as well, making the flatulence a grade 13 biohazard. Basically, it is illegal to have it. Okay. Louie's notes. Looking for a flavour that will surprise and delight your guests? This beast's aroma may surprise your guests, but it will not be delightful. Basically, he's saying it's an ingredient that can never be salvaged, is what it is. Okay, but here we go. The female shear grub. Olimar's notes. Shear grub. Female. Hemagea mandibulosa. Yep, that's what I'm going to go for. Hemagea mandibulosa. The mandiblad family. The males of this species are purple and black creatures with tapered mouths, while the females are lighter in color and lack an armored exoskeleton. As with most mandiblads, these creatures have regressed to the point where they have lost both legs and wings. They can be seen crawling around on the ground and are believed to feed on vegetable extracts from the congealed fluids of expired Pikmin. Man, so they're like vultures for Pikmin. Fuck. Louie's notes. For an unforgettable quiche, slice this creature up and mix with 4 eggs, 2 vine-ripened tomatoes, dried zucchini, and generous handfuls of feta and Swiss cheeses. Bake until crusty and golden. This beast is most flavorful if caught and cooked just after laying its eggs. Some things are best asked not. But Louie, how do you know that? How do you know that specifically? How do you know that specifically? Okay, next up we got the male shear grub. Shear grub male. Hemagea mandibulosa. The mandiblad family. This specimen is a male shear grub. Having lost both legs and wings, the male burrows into the soil and waits to ambush small creatures that pass by. The beast's mandibles can be dangerous, making creatures such as Pikmin easy prey. Louie's notes. Spread several specimens in the bottom of a casserole dish. Layer with sliced avocado and top with cheese. Bake until the meat is cooked through thoroughly and the cheese is lusciously browned. Again, I hate the fact that these things are making me fucking hungry! Sorry, I thought I was about to pass gas there. I do apologize. Okay, so now this is the shear wig. Hemagea valaris. The mandiblad family. Unusual for their genus, flying mandiblads have retained their wings. However, only the adult males of the species can fly. Females of the species spend most of their lifespan under the ground. They do emerge for a period after maturation to spawn, but never metamorphose. Damn. And then Louie's notes. Grate this beast into a zest and whisk with sugar, cream, and chopped dark chocolate for a lusciously indulgent mousse that's a true culinary coup de grace. You like that, chat? You like that? I am cultured. This is the cloaking boronit. Olimar's notes. Cloaking boronit. Trilobitins reclusiva. Trilobitins reclusiva. The boronit family. The snake-eye pattern on this beast's shell is one of the most distinctive features of the boronit family. The red pattern on the cloaking boronit and the spikes around its mantle make it easily identifiable while still making it a representative specimen of the boronit family. The shell on the cloaking boronit's back also provides a frame that fixes its muscular structure into place and appears to give the creature its powerful needle-launching attack. Louie's notes. Boil in the shell with a pinch of salt until bright red. Serve piping hot with tartar sauce. Okay, next up we got the ravenous whiskapillars. Ravenous whiskapillars. Lepidoptera pluckius. Okay, Lepidoptera pluckius, the Whiskerpillar family. As this species of insect has only very recently been discovered, fully mature specimens have yet to be collected. No molting or metamorphosis has been observed during the observation period, making it unlikely that mature Whiskerpillars will be encountered anytime soon. Based on active predation by Pikmin, it is believed that the Whiskerpillar's place in the food chain has not changed over time. Damn, a creature that even fucking Pikmin can beat without, trying too hard. Again, Louie's notes. Delicious, skillet seared or sauteed with scallions and a red Genovese sauce. Oh. Louie, you're gonna need to fucking stop that, dude. Okay, here we go. The anode beetle. The anode beetle. Scarabum. I like that word. Scarabum electrodia. The scarab beetle family. This specimen is representative of an insect hybrid that uses electricity in addition to glycogen. Electricity in addition to glycogen for its energy. Although difficult to confirm due to their microscopic size, tiny hairs on the creature's legs cause the friction that generates the electrical charge. The electrical charge is processed by the creature's internal machina battery structure and then stored as a Deus electrical field. As this field reaches critical levels, surplus electricity is emitted, resulting in a low voltage current that is transmitted between specimens. It can shock other creatures in the immediate vicinity. Considering this process, it can be surmised that the largest impetus to pack behavior is not so much for synergetic effect of producing as a pack as it is to take advantage of this most effective means of group preservation. So basically, they generate a fuck ton of static electricity and zap each other to protect each other. That's actually kind of cool. Louie's notes. Drain the electrical charge before boiling. Although it is possible to eat an anode beetle while it is charged, doing so may result in an unpleasant tingling sensation, meaning he's done both. Now for one of the more wretched creatures in this fucking thing. This is a metite. A metite. Mitivius infiltratus. Unknown family. These parasitic insects feed on eggs. Upon reaching maturity, they excrete a special pheromone that attracts females of particular species, enticing these females to swallow the metites whole. Pikmin, however, seem to dislike the scent. After entering the host female's body, the metites will lay their own eggs inside of the host's eggs just prior to the host spawning. Damn nature, you are unforgiving and cruel. So yeah, metites go inside a female, will lay eggs inside of eggs, and when those inner eggs hatch, they eat the yolk and embryo and everything else. It's fucking horrible. And Louie's notes. Flash fry with garlic and red chilies in a hot pan. Sprinkle with grated gorgonzola. Some dinner guests may find the legs unappealing, so it's best to remove them before serving. Fuck that. Give me everything. I want the crunch, baby. Okay, this is the Hermit Crawmad. There you go. The Hermit Crawmad. The Camabarus rustica. The Crawmad family. Looking at the eyes and sickle-shaped leg characteristics of Squalias, one would think this is a Squalia relative. In fact, it is a relative of the hermit crab. This species, however, has migrated from seaside life in a shell and instead inhabits burrows in the ground. While its legs appear sickle-like, they are pincers that have evolved into a fin shape. The beast feeds on small creatures that pass by its lair, dragging them inside to eat them. Louie's notes. Shock from the shell. Bake on high heat until crispy. Deep in a pot of melted milk chocolate. Excuse me? Lip smacking sweet. What? I'll be honest, not exactly where I would have gone with that one. Okay, but here we go. We've now got the swooping snitch bug. I hate this fucking thing. Okay, this is the swooping snitch bug. Scientific classification. Scarpanica kesperins. Kesperins. Scarpanica kesperins. The scarpanid family. The scarpanids originally lived on the ground, sporting poorly developed vestigial wings. This species developed enlarged antennae that can be used as makeshift wings. Scarpanids are affected by the sight of a large group of Pikmin and, in cavalry formation, will swoop down and seize them. However, Scarpanids do not eat Pikmin, and they will drop any seized Pikmin after a short time. The reason for this behavior is unknown, but I do look forward to future research within the area. Okay, next up you have the... Louie's notes, sorry. Remove the wings. Marinate a well-marbled steak for several hours in a chipotle marinade. Then charbroil to perfection. Fuck. Okay, next up is the bumbling snitch bug. The bumbling snitch bug. Scarpansia dufenia. Scarpanid family. This is a variety of snitch bug. Its most interesting characteristic is that it likes to snitch leaders. Yet, barring wanton carelessness or incompetence, leaders are not easily captured. Any leader caught by this creature is clearly an idiot, which is why the creature is also known as the exposing snitch bug. There are several known varieties of snitch bugs, but research has stagnated despite it being such an interesting species. Louie's notes. Remove the wings, discard the remainder of the beast, enjoy the luxurious wafer-thin wings with fine water-dumple caviar. Okay, here we go. This is one of the more interesting creatures. This is the careening dirigibug. Careening dirigibug. Scientific classification. Flotillum circus maximus. The dirigibug family. This creature floats effortlessly through the air using gas-filled balloons. Both its appearance and its nature are antagonistic, and is the only variant of its species within the ecosystem. It may be best to consider the possibility that it somehow wandered into this ecosystem from an entirely alien one. Positive proof does not yet exist at this time, but that is how the creature is currently being classified. Louie's notes. Pull off the balloon like air sacs, mince the meaty abdomen, and shape it into small cakes. Pan-sear the cakes until crusted, but be careful not to overcook the delicate meat. When ready to serve, garnish the plate with the vibrant air sacs. Even the most discerning dinner guests will be dazzled by the colorful presentation. Okay, next up we've got the antenna beetle. Olimar's notes. The antenna beetle. Scientific classification. Mesmeri Ryocontra? Yeah, there's another. Antenna beetle. Scientific classification. Mesmeri Ryocontra. The kettlebug family. This creature is able to control the Pikmin by way of the peculiar frequency of its roar, but its only objective seems to be defensive in nature, as it stops Pikmin from attacking and forces them to run away. This beast prefers humid, dimly lit environments and has been known to inhabit empty and discarded containers. For this reason, it is wise to thoroughly ventilate any specimens that are recovered. Lifting off one of these creatures in the hold can lead to a rupturing of the specimen during decompression, resulting in an explosive mess. Yo! Louie's notes. Extract meat from the exoskeleton and sear on all sides in a hot wok to seal in the flavor. Top the dish off with a splash of spicy peanut sauce. I know I've said this a couple of times, but fuck, I need to eat after this. These stupid notes are making me real hungry. Okay, next up we've got the lesser spotted jelly float. Olimar's notes. The lesser spotted jelly float. Scientific classification. Sepholus dotilium. Jelly float family. This native jelly float is indigenous to the region. Unfortunately, it is currently an endangered species, as its habitat is being overwhelmed by a hostile invasive species. Aww. Louie's notes. Similar in taste and texture to gelatin, this jiggling mass of jelly can be sculptured into all kinds of creative shapes. As a bonus, it also doubles as professional grade hair gel. It's the perfect cool summer treat. Okay, now here we got the greater spotted jelly float. Olimar's notes. Greater spotted jelly float, Sepholus vortexia. Jelly float family. Vivid pink coloration is the most noticeable characteristic of this floating life form. This invasive species is not native to the region, having appeared to have recently arrived on wind currents. The luminescent organs atop its head attract prey, which it then sucks up and consumes with its lower orifice. Unlike jellyfish, the jelly float's tentacles do not have nematocists, so there is no danger in touching them. Also, nematocists. Do you like the fact that I read that word without a second's hesitation? Louie's notes. Like a fine cheese, the aroma of this fluid floater can be oppressive, but its flavor must be experienced to be believed. It also makes an unforgettable non-dairy spread, great for vegetarians. Okay, now we have the fiery dweevil. The fiery dweevil. Scientific classification, Mandarachnia napalmans. That's a fucking hell of a classification. Dweevil family. Members of the dweevil family are known for carrying objects of astounding size upon their backs, then mimicking them. The fiery dweevil is one species in this family. Generally, this is a very gentle insect that feeds on grass nectars, but when faced with danger, the fiery dweevil ignites flammable internal gases, juts out its jaw, and spews scorching flames. As this clearly makes it a rather dangerous insect, it is best not to linger directly in front of it. Louie's notes. The search for a gourmet, high-protein, salad-topping alternative to bacon bits is over. Grind the spicy dweevil into tasty micro-chunks, toss them generously over your salad to add instant flair and flavor. Fuck, that actually does sound good. Okay, next up we've got the anode dweevil. The anode dweevil, Mandarachnia volticula, the dweevil family. Members of the dweevil family are known for carrying objects of astounding size upon their backs and mimicking them. The anode dweevil is one species in this family. They seem to have no particular preference for which objects they carry upon their backs, as they will carry anything that they can lift. They boast an internal organ that generates electrical charges, which the anode dweevil releases when it senses danger. Danger! High voltage! Get that? Did you get that musical reference, chat? Love it. Okay, Louie's notes. Raw anode dweevil makes for an unforgettable sushi treat, but if it is not prepared by an expert hand with exacting precision, consumption could result in a jolting electrical explosion of apocalyptic proportion. Basically, it's the pufferfish of dweevils. Huh? Wait. Am I missing something? Hydro dweevil? Is this a change? Chat, you're gonna have to... Phantom of the Opera. No, danger. High voltage. It's a rock song. Oh shit, who the fuck sung it? I know the song, I can't remember the group. I swear to God, these things used to be called caustic dweevils. I swear to God, they used to be called caustic dweevils, but okay, they're apparently now known as hydro dweevils. Olimar's notes. Hydro dweevil. The Mandarachnia aquadis, the dweevil family. The hydro dweevil is one member of an insect family known for mimicking objects by carrying them upon their backs. Several points of differentiation with other members of the species have been confirmed. No, I said musical reference. I said musical reference. It was a reference to music. being confirmed, such as body color and behavioral patterns. But none of these suggest major deviations in the creature's genetic structure. This makes it clear that it is a relative of the family. When attacked by enemies, the Hydrodweevil spits out bodily fluids in response. Spacesuits corrode and oxidize when they come in contact with this liquid. So it could have, so that liquid then could have, what's what I'm looking for, chat? Could have some application in like inorganic, like garbage disposal, which could be cool. Anyway, this is now the Mungedweevil. The Mungedweevil. Oh, sorry. Wait. I haven't actually done the one. Louie's notes for the Hydrodweevil. Inedible. Effects of consumption include uncontrollable arm flailing and enthusiastic dishwashing. How does one enthusiastically dishwash, by the way? Can somebody answer me that one? How do you enthusiastically dishwash? Need a drink? Ah, there we go. Right, Mungedweevil. Olimar's notes. The Mungedweevil. Scientific classification, Mandarachnia pungitus. The Dweevil family. The Mungedweevil is one member of an insect family known for mimicking objects by carrying them upon their backs. These insects often carry the carcass of other life forms on their backs, but apparently this is not for the purpose of transporting them as food, but instead is another form of their mimic behavior. The Mungedweevil produces two different chemical compounds within its body, which form poisonous gas when mixed and expelled. This gas is only used for self-defense. Louie's notes. Exposure to even extreme heat does not seem to completely get rid of this creature's deposit of potent gas. It's probably best for everyone if you avoid eating this hazardous fare. So it's either really crap breath or really crappy gas. Either way, you avoid the fucking thing. Yeah, okay, here we go. Olimar's notes for the Volatile Dweevil. The Volatile Dweevil. The Mandarachnia explodus. The Dweevil family. The Volatile Dweevil is one member of an insect family known for mimicking objects by carrying them upon their backs. The Dweevil family exhibits a most unusual characteristic, whereby the creature's behavioral patterns actually change based upon the object the creature carries upon its back. The Volatile Dweevil has one of the most potent attacks of all the species within the Dweevil family, due to its habit of carrying high explosive devices. Approach with caution and or body armor. And funnily enough, this is the only creature in the Piklopedia that can die. See? It's the only creature in the Piklopedia that can actually die. Everything else will eat a pick carrot, but yeah, no. These things are just gone. Anyway, Louie's note. This scorching species combusts upon contact with the tongue, only edible for the adventurous and asbestos-tongued. Okay, here we go. This is the Toady Bloister, Olimar's notes. The Toady Bloister. Scientific classification, Molluskid minionicus. Molluskid minionicus, the mollusk king family. This species of creature has yet to fully evolve from shelled mollusk to the more advanced bloister. Compared to that bloister, this creature is significantly smaller. The fact that its mandibles do not protrude as significantly as the raging bloister is due in part to the fact that, like most mollusks, its vital organs are located deep within the creature's carapace. Louie's notes. Pan-sear with herbs and oil until lightly crusted on the outside and rosy on the inside. Complement the savory flavors with a light and buttery creme sauce. God damn it. Again, I just keep getting really hungry reading these. Okay, this is the yellow Wollihop. Again, in the original games, they were called Wollywogs, but I think the story goes that Wog is like a really obscure or not well-known racial term. So they had to change it. So they just called them Wollyhops, and then they called the babies Hop Poles. Oh, sorry, Walpoles. But anyway, here's the yellow Wollyhop. Olimar's notes. The yellow Wollyhop. The Amphicaris frondiferium. Frondiferium. Come on, I'm trying, chat, I'm trying. The Amphicaris frondiferium. I'm just gonna go with that one. So the Amphicaris frondiferium, the Amphituba family. This magnificent specimen has the brightest gold coloration and the greatest number of lateral spots of any number of the Amphituba family. This species seems to have lost some swimming proficiency with the evolutionary adaptation that granted it even greater jumping ability. The Amphituba inhabits aquatic shallows and shows an instinctive drive to jump upon and squash smaller creatures. Louie's notes. Slather on some batter and deep fry for a down-home flavour you will not soon forget. Deep fried frog. Sounds delicious. Okay, and here we have the albino Wollyhop. Olimar's notes. Classification. Amphicaris albino. Amphituba family. It is believed that juvenile Wollyhops were once carried by underground currents into caverns, where they thrived in the dark habitat. This troglodytic species of Wollyhop coloration results from generations of cave dwelling and lack of sunlight. Did he just call this thing a troglodyte? Comparative differences between the size and shape of this Wollyhop and other species are thought to be the result of natural selection at work, choosing traits better suited to life in a subterranean environment. Look at the eyes as well. Oh, those bright red eyes are fucking creepy. Anyway, Louie's notes. Wollyhops are best ground up, shaped into a patty and flame broiled on a grill. Slap on tomato slices, lettuce, onions, ketchup, and slide the patty between a sesame seed bun for the ultimate beast burger experience. Fuck. Okay, these are Walpoles. Olimar's notes. The Walpole, Amphicaris frondiferium, Amphituba family. The Wollyhop spawns in early spring, laying its eggs on low-hanging tree branches and shrubs growing in or near lakes and ponds. Such unorthodox amphibious behavior is a defense mechanism, protecting the eggs from predation by blue Pikmin and water dumples. The Wollyhop's wild hopping near the shoreline in early spring is thought to be a method of driving predators away from the Walpole eggs. Okay, and Louie's notes. Walpoles can be eaten raw, but they're much more flavorful when steamed or grilled. Also heavenly in risotto. Feel free to experiment with this luscious ingredient. Okay, next up we have the rarest of the candy pop buds, the lapis lazuli candy pop bud. Olimar's notes. The lapis lazuli candy pop bud. Scientific classification, Flora cobaltium, the candy pop family. No matter what color Pikmin is tossed into the bosom of this flower, it spits out the same number of blue Pikmin seeds. This family of plant boasts soft, fleshy leaves, the sinewy tendrils of which allow the flower to open and close repeatedly over the course of a day. Louie's notes. This flower's tough texture makes it unsuitable for salads, but its blight blue hue makes for a grandiose garnish. I don't give a fuck, I'd still try and eat it. Next up is the crimson candy pop bud. Olimar's notes. Crimson candy pop bud. Scientific classification, Flora refusia, candy pop family. No matter what color Pikmin is tossed into the bosom of this flower, it spits out the same number of red Pikmin seeds. The Pikmin, the candy pop flowers, and the Pikmin onions are not easily explained by current theories of the xenobotanical sciences, and thus have not been appropriately studied and classified. Louie's notes. This spicy flower combusts upon contact with the tongue. Keep fire-retardant condiments within arm's reach. So, basically stuff like blue cheese dressing, mayonnaise, sour cream. Okay, next up we've got the golden candy pop bud. Olimar's notes. The golden candy pop bud Scientific classification: Flora arumia, candy pop family. No matter what color Pikmin is tossed into the bosom of this flower, it spits out the same number of yellow Pikmin seeds. Current research has yet to produce any theories as to precisely what kind of interaction causes the Pikmin to change color to match the color of this flower's petals. Louie's notes: this tart flower's acidic juices can burn a hole through a frying pan. Eating it would be unwise. Damn, even something Louie won't eat. Very rare that happens. Okay, the violet candy pop bud. Olimar's notes: the violet candy pop bud. Scientific classification: Flora perniceus, candy pop flat family. Research from our most recent expedition has confirmed the presence of candy pop buds in subterranean regions. Considering the microecologies this plant can be found in, one could surmise that it could be found in any cavern, regardless of its geographic region. Tossing Pikmin into the flower results in the release of purple Pikmin seeds, regardless of the color of the Pikmin originally tossed in. This variety of candy pop contains robustly odoriferous oils. If candy pop flowers could be cultivated, there is no doubt that the plants would offer multifaceted benefits to the cosmetic, medical, and tourist industries. Louie's notes: this convenient purple flower secretes a dark, flavorful oil that eliminates the need for salad dressings. So it should be really healthy then, because you know how olive oil is supposed to, make, as long as it's used sparingly, olive oil is supposed to make a salad like really flavorful and also, eliminates the need for shit like blue cheese dressing and stuff. Anyway, next up is the ivory candy pop bud. Olimar's notes: the ivory candy pop bud. Scientific classification: Flora niveus. Niveus. Yeah, that's the word. Flora niveus. Candy pop family. Research from our most recent expedition has confirmed the presence of candy pop buds in subterranean regions. Considering the microecologies this plant can be found in, one could surmise that it could be found in any cavern, regardless of the geographic region. Tossing Pikmin into this flower always produces white Pikmin seeds, regardless of the color originally tossed in. In many cases, plants with small leaves typically have limited photosynthetic capabilities, and thus must find alternate means of obtaining nutrients, with parasitic and predatory behavior being most common. The candy pop could be considered one such example. Okay, and Louie's notes: this elusive flower spoils within seconds of picking, making it unsuitable for cooking. Shit. Okay, and then lastly in the candy pop bud family, we've got the queen candy pop bud. Olimar's notes: the queen candy pop bud. Scientific classification: Flora regina, candy pop family. This specimen constantly changes colors. When a Pikmin is thrown into it, it shoots out seeds that match the flower's coloration the moment the Pikmin landed inside of it. The number of seeds shot out is always greater than or equal to the number of Pikmin originally thrown in. It can be said that this is a completely baffling plant, and many mysteries remain over precisely what sort of relationship it has with the Pikmin. It would appear that the Pikmin gain all of the benefit from the relationship. But perhaps it is simply a different variety of Pikmin to begin with. Louie's notes: eating this flower leads to spectacular, breathtaking indigestion. God damn it. Okay, here we go. Creeping chrysanthemum time. Olimar's notes: the creeping chrysanthemum. Scientific classification: Taraxacum rovenia, the chrysanthemum family. Like Pikmin, the creeping chrysanthemum is a member of a group of creatures with ambulatory root structures. This creature is known as a quote-unquote mimic, But because it is actually a form of plant, this label is not entirely accurate. For unknown reasons, the creeping chrysanthemum's mimicry does not fool Pikmin. Perhaps because they share a similar heritage. It relies on preying upon other creatures to provide sustenance, since it has no need of leaves for photosynthesis. Generally speaking, the role of plants within an ecosystem is as a producer species, and thus plants are generally found at the bottom of a food pyramid. However, on this strange planet, the line between producer plants and consumer plants is blurred. Louie's notes. When thinly sliced, this predator's sizable bulb makes a scrumptious pizza topping. Fuck, now I want my own pizzas again. Okay, skitter leaves. Olimar's notes. The skitter leaf. Rus pseudo-arbicans. Rus pseudo-arbicans. There you go. The skitterling family. The skitterleaf is a relative of the pond skater that shed its wings and adapted to life on the ground. With no residual traits of its airborne past, the skitterleaf can neither fly nor skit across the surface of the water. The wings have since evolved into the leaf-like structure upon its back, which serves to hide the skitterleaf through mimicry. It appears quite effective, as few predators can see through their clever disguise. Louie's notes. The superb amalgamation of juicy meat and leafy greens ensures that the skitterleaf will be the new spinach. Again, I really do fancy that now. Okay, next up is unmarked spectralids. And we're at 54 right now. Oh, okay, we're actually nearly done. Shit, we're actually nearly done. So unmarked spectralids. Olimar's notes. Oh, just need to stretch my back there. Unmarked spectralids. Scientific classification. Phenostari prismatus. The Flitterby family. When strolling through the forests of this planet, clouds of these creatures are seen dancing overhead. Like flower petals drifting in the breeze, the sight of Flitterbys dancing in the lush green undergrowth is unforgettable. Flitterby collectors drool over specimen sample boxes lined up in order, highlighting the slight colored graduation changes from blue to red to yellow. Such items fetch particularly high prices at auction. And Louie's notes. Spectralids don't provide a lot of meat, but the exquisitely elegant wings are surprisingly tasty, particularly when expertly prepared in a sweet candied glaze. Candied butterflies. Okay, honey wisps. The honey wisp. Scientific classification, Nectara fatus. The honey wisp family. This floating life form drifts effortlessly upon the winds. Upon death, the physical structure instantly collapses, and as the creature is particularly elusive and difficult to catch, no sample specimens have been acquired as of yet. If we could simply recover a live specimen, research of the species would likely proceed far more smoothly. Louie's notes. Although the eggs are small, the yolk has a distinctly bold and tangy flavor. Try tossing a few in a pan along with your choice of meat and fresh vegetables and cook up a country scramble. The Mamuta. Olimar's notes. The Mamuta. Unknown. Unknown family. The imbalanced, asymmetrical arms of the Mamuta are among its most notable features. Feeding on seeds and fruit, the Mamuta is known to actually sow and grow plant species. While other species have exhibited seed-bearing behavior for the purpose of storage, the Mamuta is the only species so far known to actually cultivate fields of plants. Louie's notes. Inedible. Tastes like chicken. Short, sweet, and to the point. Okay, time for the bread bug. It's the cutest little fucking insect that we know. I still hate the beady little eyes. Okay, Olimar's notes. The bread bug. Scientific classification. Pansaurus glutinae. The bread bug family. The adult breadbug competes for many of the same food sources as Pikmin, but its thick-skinned hide allows it to withstand most Pikmin group attacks. However, some researchers claim to have observed breadbugs being overwhelmed by massive numbers of Pikmin and reduced to food themselves. Louie's notes. Breadbugs are hearty and nutritious, but are also bland and unimaginative. They may be palatable in a pinch, but they hold no true culinary promise. Louie, I'm disappointed. I am disappointed in you, chat. Sorry, chat? Why did I say chat? That's just force of habit. Louie, I'm disappointed in you. If something is bland and unimaginative, you give it a marinade, you give it a rub, you cook it in stock, you do something to inflict flavor upon that bland ingredient. Look at what we've had to do to tofu. You're kind of letting me down, man. You're kind of letting me down. Okay, next up we've got the pellet posy. Olimar's notes. The pellet posy. Scientific classification. Amplus nutrio. The pellet weed family. In the stem of the pellet posy, one can observe the muscle fiber unique to half-plant, half-animal species such as the Pikmin and candy pop flowers. So the pellet posy is a species that can be considered a close relative. Although the ability to crystallize nectar is unique to a small group of the pelletweed family, the fact that these plants reach maturity so quickly and that their pellets contain such high concentrations of natural nutrients in the soil explains why the Pikmin and so many of the other indigenous species are so reliant on these pellets for substance. Louie's notes. On a quest for the perfect hors d'oeuvre, slow cook this plant in a wood fire oven, but be careful to only serve the tender pellets. Okay, next up we've got the common glowcap. Olimar's notes. The common glowcap. Scientific classification. Fungi Lunarium. Glowcap family. The light emitted from this rare mushroom is neither a reflection nor a release of stored light. It grows not only on decomposing trees, but also on soil and rocks. This mushroom's fungal filaments are capable of stabilizing and concentrating pure Hocotatium 111, and it is none other than Hocotatium 111 approaching the point of critical mass that causes the glowcap's blue luminescence. Sorry, kind of got my tongue twisted there at the end. Hocotate, what was it? Hocotarium. Yeah, Hocotatium. Sorry, Hocotatium 111. Okay, Louie's notes. Rapturous flesh or sauteed. Rapturous fresh or sauteed. This illuminating fungus will be hot in the galaxy's trendiest restaurants. Clover. Olimar's notes. The clover. Quatrius infectum. The clover family. This is a naturalized species. These plants are extremely persistent, and with the assistance of a symbiotic fungus that grows upon its roots, the species is able to survive even in drought conditions. Typically, its leaves come in groupings of 3, but intense impact on the leafing stem early in the development cycle can result in an extremely rare 4-leaf cluster. Louie's notes. Mildly poisonous. May result in nausea, headache, fever, fatigue, chest pains, paralysis, loss of bone density, moodiness, feral rage, sauciness, dilly-dallying, strokes of brilliance, and untimely doom. Fucking anything else you want to stick in there? Okay, so this is the figwort. Olimar's notes. The figwort. Scientific classification. Scrophalaria, Xenomium. There you go. So, try sticking all that together. Scrophularia, Xenominum, thank you, figwort family. This plant offers an excellent example of a non-native species introduced into the ecosystem by some unknown method. Upon introduction, it quickly established a foothold and adapted to the new habitat. This plant's distinctive flowers usually exhibit a stunning blue colour in early spring, but recent field work has recorded specimens displaying a deep red hue. Although this may represent a sudden deviation in genetics of the species, the red coloration is much more likely an anomaly. Additional readings suggest no significant atmospheric or solar radiation changes have occurred in the ecosystem, leaving open the possibility that soil composition and mineral deposits may have affected petal coloration. Chat, I'm also trying very, very hard with these pronunciations, so I do apologize if they sound wrong. Louie's notes. This titillating ingredient tastes impossibly fresh, but you must cook it immediately after picking. If you do not, this will go bad within minutes. Shit. So what, is every restaurant in the universe supposed to just have like a fucking wall of figworts outside and you just pick them when you need them? Anyway, the dandelion. Olimar's notes. Dandelion. Scientific classification. Taraxacum officinale. Officinale. Okay, Taraxacum officinale. There you go. Dandelion family. This perennial grows best in locations with full sun exposure. Its flowers boast countless tiny yellow petals packed together in a head. The species seems to have as many weed-like variants as petals, so more detailed research on these plants would be best left to a botanical research specialist. Louie's notes. Young leaves are only suitable in garden salads. Use the flower to add colour to your dishes. Okay, this is now a seeding dandelion. Olimar's notes. Seeding dandelion. Scientific classification. Taraxacum ventilus. Dandelion family. It is believed that this plant produces tufted seeds with a parachute-like arm which allows the seeds to ride gently on the wind. This increases the distribution range of the plant considerably. Louie's notes. Dried, roasted, finely ground, the root of this plant makes a passable coffee substitute. Only passable? Damn. Okay, next up is the horsetail. Olimar's notes. The horsetail. Scientific classification. Equestrius vindico. Horsetail family. This variety of horsetail is prevalent in regions with low nutrient content within its soil, and unlike most plants, this particular species propagates itself through the release of spores. Interesting. Louie's notes. Remove and discard the primitive scaly leaves, then blanch the tender stalk in a buttery broth. Stalk. I think that's supposed to be stalk. Then blanch the tender stalk in a buttery broth. There you go. Next up is the foxtail. Olimar's notes. The foxtail. Scientific classification. Vulpes coda. The foxtail family. This plant remains erect. This plant remains erect after withering and losing its colour, so we can only hypothesize about the true colour of the plant's plumage. However, local soil analysis indicates trace amounts of dormant seeds, making it not hard to imagine that the area was thick with these plants during the summer. Louie's notes. Inedible. Plagues victims with potent, debilitating cramps. Okay. Next up we've got a glow stem. Olimar's notes. The glow stem. Scientific classification. Nocturnica illuminati. Illuminati! If someone ever wants to fucking make a shitpost edit, you just fucking put like little triangles all over here and, you know, the X-Files theme. The glowcap family. Although they are obviously unrelated, the glow stem bears a striking resemblance to the streetlights on Hocotate. It is highly possible that glow stems could be a relic of some unknown civilization beyond the scope of our imagination. Louie's notes. Inedible. Known effects include uncontrollable episodes of impromptu breakdancing. I am as confused as you are. This is a Margaret. Olimar's notes. The Margaret. Scientific classification. Luminosus croatus. Luminosius croesus, the chrysanthemum family. This plant's delicate yellow flowers often inspire waves of nostalgia, giving a bittersweet feeling to any who gaze upon them. Louie's notes. Can be eaten fresh out of the soil, but it's much more flavorful when incorporated into a heavenly vegetable lasagna. Shit, now I want lasagna. Okay, this is now a fiddlehead. Olimar's notes. The fiddlehead. Scientific classification. Violine orchestris. The fern family. At first glance, this plant resembles the spring used in the ship's sublight engine. Many of its most primitive characteristics remain intact, including its habit of spreading through the dispersal of spores. Louie's notes. Sun-dry the leaves for several days, grind them with a mortar and pestle. The resulting herb grants an aromatic, earthy flavor to mutton and poultry dishes. God damn it, I now want meat! I want meat! Anyway, this is a shoot. Olimar's notes. Shoot. Unknown. Unknown family. This is a young shoot of some kind, but what kind of tree species does this thing belong to? What shape will it take when it matures and grows to full height? Unfortunately, we are only able to obtain information from our portable scanners on a select few of the countless number of species we've encountered. But even if our expedition yields only brief observations on the life we encounter, it will still provide a better understanding of this bizarre planet. Bizarre planet? Is that a JoJo's reference? I'm joking, of course, chat, I'm joking. Anyway, Louie's notes. Inedible, and yet strangely delicious. Very insightful. Now we get to the boss creatures. Beginning, of course, with the Empress Bulblax. Olimar's notes. The Empress Bulblax. Oculus Matriarcha. The Grub Dog family. Initial observations initially placed doubt on the capability of the Grub Dog family to support a strong ant-like or bee-like social structure. But recent studies have shown the family is capable of such complexity for brief periods when certain external parameters are met. The egg sac of the largest female grub dog within a given range swells to dramatic proportions in response to environmental changes, such as the sudden depletion of prey species. These females temporarily take on the role of a pack matriarch. Also, in pack formation, it has been observed that nearly all males not involved in species reproduction undergo natural sex changes. The characteristics of such specimens are quite intriguing indeed. So very much like frogs and clownfish, if certain external parameters are met, grub dogs will undergo natural sex changes. And who the fuck says that transsexual, transgender people are unnatural? Allow me to tell you something, chat. Those people can go rightly fuck themselves into the heart of a volcano. Quite frankly. It's been observed in lions, frogs, fish, insects. It is natural. Okay? And just because we may need a little bit of fucking help with it, doesn't mean jack fucking shit. As I said, anybody who doesn't believe in that kind of thing can quite frankly go jump in the heart of a volcano and have their bones burned to ash. Not that I'm condoning it. It's just a topic I'm very, very passionate about. Louie's notes for the Empress Bulblax. For a sophisticated delicacy, make a pâté de foie gras from this giant creature's liver and spread it over a sesame cracker. I have tried foie gras before, and if you don't know what foie gras is, it is a goose liver that has been pushed to its absolute limits due to force feeding. I did not like eating foie gras. The texture of it was fine, it's just it had a very acid. Was it acidic? I think it was just a flavor that was far too rich for me. I was younger at the time, but yeah, foie gras was also extremely expensive. So if I am going to eat liver, then I'm going to do two things. Firstly, I'm going to buy a cheaper animal liver, such as lamb or pork, and then I'm going to just simply pan roast it and serve it with potatoes and onions. And I know it sounds disgusting, okay, I know it sounds gross, but it is a really hearty, flavorful dish, okay, that is great for the winter months coming up. So that was the Emperor's Bulblax. What's next? The Burrowing Snagret. Olimar's notes. The Burrowing Snagret. The scientific classification, Chiropedes anacondae. The Snavian family. The majority of snagret species lie in wait to ambush and capture prey, with a body type perfectly adapted to such sudden strikes. It finally attacks small surface-dwelling insects, distributed across a relatively wide range. Subspecies of snagret suited for the varying soil conditions have emerged, making the snagret the most geographically represented species besides the bulborb. Visually resembling the burrowing snagret is the burrowing snarrow, the range of which particularly overlaps with the snagret range. While the two may appear similar, when pulled from the ground, they can be distinguished by the presence or absence of tail and wing markings. To this day, chat, we have never actually seen a burrowing snarrow. Louie's notes. Slice the serpentine torso into thin medallions. Skewer on a metal rod with hocotate onions and barbecue over an open flame. Chicken skewers. Sounds delicious. But okay, here we go. The beady longlegs. The beady longlegs. Olimar's notes. Scientific classification, Pseudo-Arachnia armoralis. Arachnorb family. Although this creature is commonly associated with spiders, it is actually the result of a separate evolutionary line of insectoid creatures. Since the spherical body section supported by the creature's legs carries most of its internal organs, there appear to be no other features that would correspond to a head or an abdomen. Louie's notes. Poisonous. Consumption results in prolonged writhing and uncontrollable mirth. Okay, here we go. The Emperor Bulblax. Formerly final boss fight of Pikmin. The Emperor Bulblax. Scientific classification, Oculus Supremus. The Grubdog family. The largest member of the Grubdog family is normally found buried in the ground with only the stalks of its eyes exposed. The camouflage allows the predator to surprise smaller creatures and use its long, adhesive tongue to capture prey. The thick hide and angular hump give the organism a distinct rock-like quality. During the rainy season, moss grows freely upon its hump, making it nearly impossible to distinguish this lethal predator from a stone. Louie's notes. To prep the tongue for cooking, marinate in olive oil and chop it into cubes. Stir in a pot with carrots, potatoes, and chives. Cover and simmer over low heat for several hours. Accompany this mouth-watering rustic stew with a hearty roll. So, if you... here's the thing, that actually does sound extremely nice. Okay, that does actually genuinely sound really, really nice. Obviously, we don't have Bulblaxes in here and now in real life, but maybe a good substitute for that would be something like ox tongue or beef tongue. Might have to give that a go at some point, actually. So you marinate the whole thing, in olive oil, and then you cut it into cubes. Then you cut it into cubes. Or do you cut it into cubes, sear it, and then add it to the pot? That's something I'm going to have to try. I'm going to have to try that. Anyway, next up comes the giant bread bug. This is a pet. This is genuinely a pet that many in the Pikmin community would have. Many in the Pikmin community would have a giant bread bug and the bread bugs as pets. Mainly because A, they're not fucking aggressive, and B, they are fucking derpy and adorable. Anyway, Olimar's notes. The giant bread bug, Pansaurus gigantus. breadbug family. This gargantuan species of the greater breadbug family has a torso so perfectly square that it almost seems like it was formed within a mold. For a brief period after birth, the giant breadbug competes for food with smaller breadbugs, but upon reaching maturity, it seeks out much larger prey. This is the primary reason that two species with similar feeding habits can coexist within the same habitat. Hordes of Pikmin appear to pose the only plausible threat to this massive creature's life. Louie's notes. Although cooking this colossal beast yields a mountain of meat, every ounce of it is flavorless. Only suitable for intergalactic all-you-can-eat buffets. I always understand bedbugs. Oof, no, you don't want bedbugs. No. You kill those fuckers as soon as you can. These are bread bugs. Very different. Okay, the pileated snagrit now. Scientific classification, thanks to Olimar's notes, is Chiropodus ambulataria, the Snavian family. This variety of snagrit has the ability to both burrow underground and walk above it. Its earthy red coloration and distinct yellow ear and eye markings make it immediately recognizable. Despite featuring a chimera-like merging of serpentine and avian features, the pileated snagrit has very poor eyesight for a bird, perhaps due to extended periods spent underground. To compensate for this, however, its nose features a thermal sensing organ, common to many snakes, making it a dangerously effective hunter. Breadbugs destroy bread, yeah? Well, the thing is, it's not the fact that they destroy bread. They're scavengers. You gotta remember, breadbugs are scavengers. They take stuff back to their burrows to eat them. So, things like insects. Yes, you could feed them bread, I suppose. Anyway, Louie's notes for the pileated snagrit. You have not lived until you've tasted a mint-braised snagrit shank, or if you're feeling especially saucy, stuff a bird with a can of your favorite savory nectar, throw it on a barbecue, and let the juices mingle to make a mean beverage canister snagrit. Damn, that does sound good. Mint-braised snagrit shank. Might be something to try in the future. Anyway, this is the man-at-legs. Olimar's notes. The man-at-legs, Pseudo-Arachnia navaronia, the arachnorb family. This species of the arachnorb family fuses with machinery at a crucial point in the maturation process, giving it the ability to fire energy bursts from the launcher beneath its orbicular torso. However, the man-at-legs itself is not in control of this weapon. Instead, the mechanical portions of the structure appear to automatically acquire and attack targets. The man-at-legs has a gentle disposition, and as a member of the arachnorb species, has no natural enemies. It is particularly difficult to understand why the species would develop such awesome offensive capabilities, leading to rumors among the scientific community that it was the machinery that approached the arachnorb and proposed the symbiotic relationship. How's that? Anyway, time for Louie's notes on the man-at-legs. Although the meat is a bit on the metallic side, the oil makes a mouth-watering gravy or lubricative vinaigrette. I don't know about eating oil, my guy, but metallic meat is kind of why I like eating livers. Okay, this is the Raging Bloister. Olimar's notes. The Raging Bloister. Scientific classification. Molluskid predatoria. The mollusk king family. This species of mollusk has shed its shell through the process of evolution. What appears to be a flower-shaped protrusion upon its back actually functions as its gills. The raging Bloister ensnares small animals with its sticky tentacles, reels them in, and consumes them. Observers have noted that this creature exhibits a keen interest in flashing objects. It often tries to capture and ingest these objects. Researchers and explorers equipped with flashing identification beacons should be wary when in close proximity to this dangerous predator. Yeah, that's kind of how you have to beat the boss. Anyway, Louie's notes. The gills are best prepared deep-fried in herb and breadcrumb batter. Also tasty poached and drenched with fine soy sauce. Nice, simple, to the point, and sounds delicious. Time for the worst enemy in this fucking game. Time for the Piklopedia of the Water Wraith. Olimar's notes. The Water Wraith. Amphibio sapiens. The unknown family. All that is known about this creature stems from a few sightings deep underground. All reported sightings feature the same core set of details. A giant, viscous form with a clear, hazy sheen, not unlike hard candy. One theory holds that it may be the ectoplasmic incarnation of some kind of psychic phenomenon. But as is usually the case with such theories, it is very, very difficult to prove. All witnesses report being suddenly overcome with fear upon sighting the creature, approaching a state of panic and near insanity. In fact, every report contains an inordinate amount of extremely vague details, which has led to suspicions that exhaustion and fear have caused some simple natural phenomenon to be viewed as a living creature. So basically, all this says is, fuck knows. That really should have been it. So you go back up to the very top. Water Wraith, Amphibio sapiens, unknown family, fuck knows. However, here's the most important thing, chat. And this could sow the seeds of so much in Pikmin 3 and 4. Louie's notes. Inedible. Known to cause mass hysteria, followed by leg spasms and internal thunderings. Why in fuck's name would you even attempt to put this thing anywhere near your mouth? But it is official. Louie has eaten a piece of the Water Wraith before. What that means I do not know. But let's move on to something a little bit more, you know, happy, shall we? This is the segmented Corpstar. Olimar's notes. The segmented Corpstar. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this a couple times. Parastacodidia. Reptantia. Parastocadia reptania. There you go, that's about as good as you're gonna get. The creep crab family. This gigantic beast is wrapped in a hard shell. In an atypical evolution, the right front leg of this creature is hypertrophic, taking on the function of an arm rather than a leg. Its asymmetrical physical development is unique in the natural world. One unlucky explorer's incorrect conclusion was that this creature adheres to a pattern of peaceful, quiet behavior, which led to an unfortunate incident. In fact, this beast exhibits intensely hostile, aggressive tendencies, aiming at prey and ramming at them full speed. So one poor schlub got crushed and potentially broken in half because of this fucking thing. But Louie's notes. Dessert meats are all the rage on Hocotate. When the planet's finest chefs hear about the kind of sorbets, pies, parfaits you can make with the claw meat of the sweet beast, they'll clamour for every single morsel that we can bring home. Sweet meat. I wonder what that would be like. Anyway, this is the Raging Longlegs. The Raging Longlegs. Scientific classification. Pseudoarachnia ferendis. Arachnorb family. Arachnorbs boast a wondrous biological composition with a silicon-based exoskeleton and innards coated with malleable heavy metals. However, much about these creatures remains a mystery, as specimens regularly explode when they are dissected. These explosions produce scorching flames that completely melt all internal organs, leaving us with a disappointing lack of information on the inner workings of the species. We must await the development of new dissection processes and more specialized research before we can better understand this enigmatic creature. However, the following observation notes have been recorded. Appears to be leveling terrain for some unknown purpose. Location of eyes and ears are not readily apparent, and freezing a specimen may yield new research opportunities. Okay, and Louie's notes. Neither boiling nor baking can diminish this creature's overpowering musky scent, only suitable for serving to unpleasant in-laws. I must remember that. And lastly, we have the 81st creature in the Piklopedia, the last one, the big bad terrible boss himself, the Titan Dweevil. The Titan Dweevil, Olimar's notes, scientific classification, Mandarachnia gargantium. The Dweevil family. The largest member of the Dweevil family, this fearsome predator carries protective components that frequently exhibit offensive capabilities, an evolution that may be attributed to mere chance. Another evolutionary theory is that the contents of the objects carried by Titan Dweevils contribute to possible gene splicing. While other Dweevils do not seem to choose the objects that they carry, the Titan Dweevil appears to prefer very shiny objects above all others. And finally, Louie's notes for the Titan Dweevil. Eaten raw, this predator's luxurious legs are bold and full-flavored. What a satisfying crunch. And that, chat, brings us to the end of the Treasure Hoard and Piklopedia readings. Pikmin 2 is now officially done. Pikmin 2 is now officially done. I must admit, one of my favorite things to always go back for in Pikmin 2 is the Piklopedia specifically. It is the Piklopedia specifically. I love this goddamn thing. I really, really do. Just hearing about how to cook and prepare all of these creatures is, as a chef, it makes me very, very excited. It makes me very excited. Right then, chat. Right then. That's going to be the end. That's going to be the end of the, that's going to be the end of the stream. I'm going to run a quick 1-minute advertisement. And when we come back from said advertisement, I'll talk about what's happening tomorrow. So I will see you, chat, after the break. Oh, my back. Okie dokie. According to Twitch.tv, we should have an advertisement playing. For those of you who do not get adverts, and excuse me for a second. Ah, that's better. For those of you who do not get advertisements, thank you so much for your continual support here at Captain Steel 379. I know I said that we may be able to do Smash Brothers, but that's the thing, we may be able to do Smash Brothers. But I hope you've enjoyed the reading of the Piklopedia, learning about all the different creatures on this planet. Some I like, some I don't, and also how to cook and prepare them, because fuck them. But yeah, no, I have been absolutely adoring this so far. Absolutely adoring this so far. And I just hope that you have as well. Okay then, so we should be back from advertising now. So, what is happening tomorrow? Tomorrow we begin the day with PTCGL. I don't know if I'm going to be playing any new decks, but we're definitely going to be playing some more Machamp. I do quite like the Machamp deck when it works. As for anything else, I'm not 100% sure on. And then tomorrow night, chat. Tomorrow night, we begin Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Again, it's on the Switch. Again, it's got its own Piklopedia, and it's actually got more content in it compared to the base game Pikmin 3, because I was kind of debating, do I do Pikmin 3, do I do Pikmin 3 Deluxe? I've got Deluxe now, it's got the additional story bits. We're going to do Deluxe. And I cannot wait for it. But anyway, chat, that is going to be the end of the stream. That's going to be the end of the stream. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of this incredible journey through Pikmin 2 HD on the Switch. As I say, tomorrow night we're going to be starting off Pikmin 3 Deluxe, continuing the Pikminathon. We're halfway now. We're halfway through. Actually, that's a fucking good point. We are halfway through the Pikminathon. We're halfway through the Pikmin Marathon now. I cannot wait until tomorrow night where we start Pikmin 3 Deluxe. But anyway, chat. Anyway. Have yourself a wonderful night. As I said, we return tomorrow morning with PTCGL. Have yourself a wonderful night. Please take care of yourself. Hope to see you tomorrow for both PTCGL and also some Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Please look after yourselves. Have a wonderful night. And as always, chat, and if you know the saying of the channel, please say it with me. When life gives you garbage, grab life by the throat and you make it feel the steel. Make it feel the steel. We are back tomorrow with PTCGL and Pikmin 3 Deluxe. And, yeah. Have yourself a wonderful night. I'm going to drop a link to the Discord server one more time in the chat below, so if you want to keep up to date with goings on behind the scenes, new emotes, animations, etc., as well as interact with an amazing community, you know exactly where to find us. Alright then, chat. Have yourself a wonderful night. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. God damn it, I need a snack! Oh.